ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is your boy Deceiver back, and we're going to be playing some more zombies today. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure all this is working, because I'm pretty sure we're scuffed again. We are in fact scuffed again. Give me just a moment. Oh, we haven't had the sub counter up there in a while. I don't know why. And then boom, boom. Alright, fantastic. That's there. And that screen's completely broken. Alright, let's fix that if we can. I don't even know if we can. There we go. And then, and there we go. There we go. Okay. That screen's fixed. Great. World at War. Up and going. Finally. It's loud. My kick chat disappeared. That's great. Alright. I hadn't had the audio in my ears yet, so now... yeah, we're going to put that down at half. Now, I got to also make sure I'm keeping this close to my face today, because what I've noticed is while I'm streaming, I get farther away from this mic and I get quieter, and it's quite annoying to me. So, that said, I just need to make sure that my graphic settings sit. Brother, I changed all this. I changed all this like less than 5 minutes ago. I don't understand. Okay. Boom. Will that fix it? No, it just makes my chats even less visible. Alright, one other thing. Can we make it so that... is it possible to make it so I can pop in and out of this? No. There's no borderless or anything like that. Which is a shame. It's a shame I can't do that. It would be nicer to set things up that way. Primarily because I'm just trying to make it so I can see my chat. Every time I click into the game, it wants to break that. Alright, come on now. YouTube, OBS, kick. There we go. Alright, I can see everything. We're good there. Alright, so now that we're in, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be doing what I would like to refer to as the Veteran Challenge for Call of Duty Zombies. So, here's the deal. I've been playing Call of Duty Zombies for a very long time. My first map was Call of Duty Black Ops 1. And what that means is I've been playing for about 16 years now. I consider myself a veteran of the game mode in not only just like the gameplay, like across all the games. I consider myself proficient, a higher level player, certainly above average, and I just kind of want to put that claim to the test and enjoy revisiting all these maps, but also proving that skill and that theory of being a veteran, someone who's been there and done that, you know, knowledgeable in their craft and whatnot. So we're going to go into Nacht Der Untoten today to start this challenge, and the challenge is to get to round 30 on every single zombies map in order. I will not be moving on to the next zombies map until I have hit round 30 on the previous. So if I don't get past Nacht Der Untoten, it's going to be a problem because I've already hit round 100 on it. In fact, it was my first round 100, but regardless, we're going to go for round 30 on every single zombies map. World at War through Black Ops 7. Non-Treyarch zombies are going to be barred initially. We may go back and hit them up at a later time, but ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we're going to get into Nacht Der Untoten. Man, the true beginning of COD Zombies, man. Back when this game was purely made out of passion and a side project. Alright. So, I need to make sure that everything is kind of set well with the game, to be fair. Okay, so I have my headphones. Whoa. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to lower the sensitivity a little bit. Game options. Controls, there we go. look. Now sensitivity down a little bit. Alright, that's better. That's more manageable. Alright, yeah. Wow, okay. So I do want to let you guys know I have been playing just a little bit yesterday. Just kind of warming back up on Nacht Der Untoten. Because I have not touched it really since around 100. I think I might have like messed around on it like once or twice since, but like only for like a match or two, you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm really set up and warmed up on all this, but I did raise the brightness quite a bit, and this map is not quite as dark and damp when you do that. It is nicer on the eyes, and I kind of prefer it that way. Like having a little bit of brightness when it comes to that. Oh my goodness, are you telling me it got rid of all my control changes as well? Brother, I set all that up before we got in here. Come on, man. Oh, I guess I never did set that. That's literally the only one I hadn't set. That's funny. See, and I shouldn't even be shooting these guys. Normally I just do 8 in the body on round 2 and then knife them all, but I'm being weird today, I guess. Also, I was playing on controller, and I was doing it in the living room in a way where I had, you know, just a big screen on the Xbox, and dude, Nacht is dark. Alright, now that I have just a couple minutes playing and a little bit of gunfiring, I'm just going to listen back to it, make sure the audio is good, and we'll continue from there. Hold on, is the game? Okay, yeah, we're good. Should be good. I believe we're good. We're praying we're good. Alright, come on now. Okay. Okay, I think we're at a great spot audio-wise, so that's really good news. Really, really good. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to punch you in the face. I don't like punching people in the face. Hurts the knuckles and their face more poignantly. All right, there we go. We are set. Boom. All right. Well, here we are, round 2. 28 more rounds to go. Now, here's the key. On Nacht Der Untoten, there are kind of two things that, well, at least I've made as a strategy for wanting to get going further rounds. What you want to do is essentially get to round 5 in here, and usually I leave, like, as it's changing over to round 5. Go hit the mystery box, and then we're just going to sit there until we've gotten both the flamethrower and the ray gun. And once I have that combination, I might even, you know, depending on how early we get it, stay in there behind the help door and train a little bit. But at some point, you know, I'd say probably around 15 if I've got them early enough, because, you know, sometimes it takes forever to get both. We'll be coming in here to train, but until then, we'd be sticking around in there. Here's the deal. These guys are kind of staggered in a way that I don't like. This guy in particular was in the way. These zombies are so sticky, so you have to path around them so carefully. Also, let me tell you, dude, it is so much easier to aim on mouse and keyboard instead of going back to playing controller, dude. It's intense. I don't understand. Like, I know aim assist is really strong nowadays, but it just felt to me like difficult. Granted, I wasn't playing with my controller that had the control freaks and all the setup that I'd normally been running the past couple of years when I was playing controller, but I think we're fine. We're pretty much fully switching to mouse and key as my main. And it helps to always be practicing. I just don't understand. So many people refuse to you know, aim when they play zombies, and they'll just always turn around and just hip fire dump into a horde of zombies, which, you know, sure, fine, you can do that. And if you're playing Cursed in BO7, at least it makes sense. You know, you're trying to grind points. Now, in standard zombies, most points you get, unless you're using Melee Macchiato and its augment to get, you know, extra points, you're going to be getting 115 points for every single headshot. So why not go for headshots, one, and two, if you're always shooting for the head, the character model is the same height for zombies as they are in multiplayer, so you're naturally training to get better at headshots. Like, it's just a win-win in my book, and I don't understand why more people don't adopt that kind of, I don't know, maybe not ideology, but just playstyle. I've completely found it more beneficial. Now, I got back on BO7 this week, and I was playing some multiplayer, and I was hitting dirty headshots with a snipe, and I wasn't really having to think about it that much. It was like, I was shooting at people, and like, it just felt like the overwhelming majority of time that I was hitting with the sniper was a headshot, and like, it was just kind of natural. You know what I mean? When I was missing, it wasn't because I was just missing the head, it was because I was over-flicking entirely, you know what I mean? So, if anything, kind of reminds me, I think it's a scene from American Sniper where Chris Kyle's being told, you know, aim for a shirt, can miss by 2 feet, aim for a button, can miss by 2 inches, you know what I mean? It's like, aim small, miss small. You know, if I was aiming for the yellow of his eyes, that's something I could even think about. I literally just had that thought. Aim for the yellow of the eyes. Aim small, miss small, yeah. Alright, we're going to try that just this game. Just because I'm curious now. Now I'm thinking about hitting the eyes. I have something to kind of center my crosshair on. That's kind of wild, brother. You know, it's too bad the multiplayer models don't have glowing eyes. That would just help me center the shot even more, you know? There we go. Alright. It does make me nervous on these early rounds when they corner me like this. Anyone wondering why I'm not getting the insta-kill, by the way? It's because you get less points when you get the insta-kill. In this game, it makes it like 50 points when you have an insta-kill per kill. Even if it is a headshot or a knife, you'll get like 50 points plus 10 for the actual hit onto the zombie. Where? Oh, hi. Alright, you're here too? Alright, well, we'll do this. I'll put 2 mags in you, just because I feel like it. You've got to be the only one, though, right? There's no way there's another one coming yet. Yep, that's what I thought. Run with the Colt out. Thank you. Alright, so step 1 of the plan has been completed. 25 rounds to go. We're looking for a flamethrower and a ray gun. PTRS, I'm not even going to pick that up. I lied. It's just, there's so many weapons in this game where it's like they're really high damage, but they're also way too heavy. M1 Grand? I mean, it'll do more damage. I'm really not happy with my first 2 hits, I'm going to be honest. I feel like normally I've gotten at least something automatic. That's a car. I'm not trying to pick up a car 98K. That's even weaker. Alright, come on now. There we go. M1 Browning. See, this is insanely heavy, but it's very powerful. It's just a little head popping machine. Look at that. Look at that. Just got the little needle. I do appreciate seeing a 260 for headshots, though. That feels really good every single time. Or for a knife, rather. What do we got? M1 Grand. I mean, it's... I don't want to have the PTRS and the M1. Or, yeah. The deployable... Or the... Anyways, the Browning. We're just going to call it the Browning. We're going to leave it there. Alright. Anyways. M1 Grand. Let's hit that box. Give me a ray gun, please. I saw literally every weapon that I wanted. Got none of them. Also, 357 Magnum is pretty elite in this game. What is your sick obsession with the M1 Grand this round? Like, I don't understand. Like, 3 times? At least give me the one that's got a launcher. Ooh, and we got a ping. Alright, let's get this guy reloaded. Alright. That's the fun part. You can't reload the M1 Grand. You have to fire out the rest of the clip. Otherwise, well, you're just going to be sitting there for a while. Then nothing's going to happen. You're just going to cry and die because you just walk backwards trying to reload the one bullet that you have left. Not realizing that it was a futile effort from the beginning. Alright. Now, let's talk... Excuse me, you can reload... This is BS. I've been conditioned poorly by other Call of Duties. So, we're going to talk about World at War's... Oh, hello. No. Alright. So, World at War is actually Treyarch's, I believe, second shot at making a Call of Duty game. Their first being Call of Duty 3, which famously was one of the worst received Call of Duty titles that have ever been made. That said, and what people looking back now need to realize is what followed COD 3, well, naturally, that was Call of Duty 4, and that was Infinity Ward's creation. Now, Treyarch wanted to go back and do the World War II setting again, seeing as I feel like they didn't give it the grace and capacity they were hoping to the first time around. And with the new way of making the Call of Duty games, the modern kind of multiplayer formula and the way that they have it run, they I'm trying to think. Oh, come on now. Anyways, they essentially made a COD 4 style video game, but in the World War II setting, and that's what World at War ended up being. Fantastic campaign, by the way. Absolutely love the campaign. That said, Call of Duty Zombies was never meant to be a game mode that was going to be included in the game or was ever conceived by the developers at all. It actually was a couple of, I guess you could say, rogue just studio people who were playing around with assets in their free time and ended up coming up with this little zombies mode. And granted, it's changed a lot from what they initially had, but they started showing it around the office. Someone came up, saw what was going on, and it was never meant to be included. This is just something that they purely did for fun on their own time, and it ended up making it into the game, but secretly. It was made so that you had to beat the campaign in order to unlock it. It was a special little secret mode, and it was a little gift to the community for those who would stick through and play the full campaign. And that's what then on launch spawned us into Nacht Der Untoten. Now, the fun thing too with this is things like the points drops. That was almost never added in. That was a very last minute thing. Things as the ray gun, when it's pack punch, the Porter's X2 ray gun. It's named after Max Porter, the guy who came up with the design for the ray gun. Lots of interesting things there, but I think the more important thing is that this mode spawned out of just pure love and interest for gaming and making video games. And, they actually had these zombies, the way that they move, done in a campaign shoot. And the guy that was there that day, they just needed to slip in some extra voice lines and needed to get like zombie walking animations. And apparently the guy that was there just so happened to be an expert zombie for TV shows and movies. And they hadn't necessarily set out to find that, but they ended up getting it, which I think is really interesting. And so he's why the zombies in this game move the way that they do. He did all the mocap stuff. And the just random people who were working on the game mode ended up getting into the studio for sound and just throwing their own stuff in, because everything was, again, just being done as a passion project. This is not something that Activision or Treyarch could never had initially set out to do or put into the Call of Duty Zombies video game or Call of Duty game. So that said, just random studio people hopping in, making different noises to you know, get the zombies noises that they were looking for. And then, you know, people said that one of the sound bites sounded like they were saying Sam. And then the whole story, no, this is ridiculous. How did I survive that, actually? That was divine intervention. There's no way. There's no way that anyways, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Divine intervention. Oh yeah. So they thought that one of the noises that the zombies made in this game was saying Sam, and that was the birthplace of Samantha Maxis and the storyline that we ultimately culminate into going into Doris and having Maxis and Richtofen and Samantha and Fluffy. And it's funny because I think about it now, and the amount of story that's generated through Shino, Numa, and Doris alone is kind of wild. You know, just... it's absolutely nuts. And I can't wait to play through these other games on the original maps now. And, you know, albeit on mouse and keyboard, so it doesn't feel like exactly when I would have been growing up and experiencing these things for the first time. But also, not that it would feel like I'm experiencing it for the first time at all, given how much I've played all these maps throughout the years. But, like, World at War, specifically maps not Nacht Der Untoten, you know, like, Verrückt specifically, I have so little playtime on in the World at War version, which scares me a little bit because I know about Verrückt Super Sprinters, but also I know about how Jug works in Verrückt, so I'm hoping that it gives me the more invincible aspect to it as opposed to, you know, just me crying and crapping my pants about it, so... Hi.
I didn't know that was plugged in.
That was almost scary. Do you need me to hold him while that happens, or?
What?
Do you need me to take him?
If you're able to. If we can set him down somewhere. And I could lay him down.
Okay. I love you. I love you both. Be good for mama. Yeah, be good for mama. Yeah. Bye, little man. The love of being a father. Another day is going by. I'm thinking about you all the time, but you're out there and I'm here. Wait, I have no idea what that is. And I didn't even attempt to sing it that well, so. Welcome, Cacman. In your proper mod status era now. Gotta love it, gotta love it. This SCG isn't very good, man. I'm gonna be honest. And I don't want an M1 carbine. I am just trying to get my ray gun and Das Flamme, otherwise known as the flamethrower, because I don't know the full government name of said flamethrower. I'm not gonna pretend I do. Okay. We're gonna head this way. There we go. Ooh, double points. That'll help in the box spins department. That'll help in the box spins department. I was not hoping to have two more come through right there. That always makes an awkward pinch on the stairs, but here we are. Alright, and I think this is the point where we have to start hitting the box and trying to get it on the second loop. Or we just get towards the end of the round with the Thompson and take advantage of the double points, which is probably the smarter option. Sounds like I got more coming out that side. Yep. Oh, is there a body behind me moving? Because it looked like it. Alright. Thank you for having me. Of course, sir. Of course. I'll do anything by Canadian rock band Simple Plan. Never heard of them. Interesting. I do not want a Car 98K, and not only do I not want it, I don't want to spend astronomical amounts purchasing it. That's very rude, actually. I feel insulted at such an offer. May I have a ray gun, please? May I have a Ronald Ray gun? That's not a Ronald Ray gun. That's an M1 Garand, which you've given me at least 4 other times in this match. I don't understand you, Box. Really like your M1 Garand. I get it. You support the American cause. I appreciate that. Support it better by giving me a ray gun, you know? Also, I don't understand why those barrels are exploding. I feel like I haven't shot many things out the window to hit those or explode those, but, you know, we're here. Oh, brother. It's always just nerve-wracking on this map. It's just one little pinch away from death. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, because these zombies have that gravity, you know. They just suck you in if they hit you, and it's just not something I want to deal with. Alright, let's take advantage of this Maximo. And hit all the heads. There we go. It's your girlfriend's birthday day, and we're going to be doing karaoke at her place. Thinking of performing that one for her. Dude, that's nice, brother. Enjoy, and good luck, brother. Good luck on your performance. I know you'll do it. I know you'll do it well. And if not well, at least with passion. And in that case, you can say it's the thought that counts. Bro, I have said over and over how much I don't want this car 98K. Is that... That's an M1 carbine. It's not much better than the car 98K, but it's not worth running to the box to pick up and almost dying over. Not to mention that I can... Oh, take advantage of something like this. It's on a round like this where it's harder to hit the box that I don't care as much about point maxing anymore. And just being safe. Making it to the higher rounds to get these weapons. Fires a Panzerschreck! Alright, that's round. Get that Panzerschreck out of my face. Give me something better. Give me something better. Don't know if you watched What's New with Scooby-Doo. The band did the theme song for that show, as well as made a few cameos. Birthday girl's gonna be 37 today. Well, congratulations to her, man. Congratulations to her. Hitting big milestones, man. Cacman, can I ask how old you are? I don't think I've ever had an accurate assumption of that in my mind. Alright, another M1 carbine. I'm not trying to pick that up, actually. I was not also trying to have to loop around that guy. I feel like the spawns are starting slower on this round, and it's making me a little nervous. Because that adds a layer of unpredictability that I really don't care for. I like nice, predictable spawns. Make it nice and easy to just take care of business. And I'm doing stuff like this stupidly to pinch myself in a corner. I called it. I'm 25. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we're the same age. I didn't realize we were the same age. That's wild. All right, unlucky number 13. It was taking a long time to get that ray gun and flamethrower, though. Kind of surprised. Alright, Cacman, but I think you weren't around to hear the original kind of thesis of what's going on here, so I'm going to let you know. Yeah, absolutely. At least it's not Friday the 13th, right? But in regards to this game and what we're attempting to do, we are doing the Call of Duty Zombies Veteran Challenge. And what that is and what that entails is Veteran is the hardest difficulty in Call of Duty Zombies. It says you will not survive. And Veteran, as it pertains to non-military people, would be considered a term used for those who have been there, done that, who have kind of mastered a craft or a skill, a trade of some sort. And to me, I feel that I would be a veteran of COD Zombies, not only story and story-wise and things of that nature, playing Easter eggs, but also just the general gameplay mechanics. So what my challenge is to get to round 30 on every single Zombies map in order of release. So that is what we're going to be doing, starting in World at War, going all the way through to Black Ops 7. That is the plan. And I know, especially as the games go on, it's probably going to get much easier to hit round 30. I don't want to say that this will be the most difficult round 30 to hit. You know, Shino Numa, or no, not Shino Numa, Shangri-La kind of scares the piss out of me, I'm going to be honest. That's the one that I'm kind of most worried for at this time. Granted, like, if I just get good box luck and survive, it'll be fine. But my plan is also to do the Easter eggs on all these games. And that's kind of the more crucial thing. Now, I could make it a challenge to do the Easter egg within 30 rounds as well, and have it something like that, which I think would be an added layer that could be interesting, especially when, going for something like BO1 Moon. It could be just bad RNG that screws it. But I am going to be doing kind of every map in its original form. I'm probably not going to end up playing Zombie Chronicles versions of things, unless it is, something that's revisited later on. And I might make a special exception for my favorite map of all time, Origins, just because, again, it is Origins and I absolutely love it. And the things that go with it are, wonderful. It's going to be interesting, man. But I'm hoping to make this a series where I can, like, crank these out and revisit these zombies games and kind of make a more daily content post. Because I feel like, if I'm trying to go for around 30, especially some days I'll be able to hit multiple in a row on stream and just end up making content out of the actual games themselves. But it's also giving me a chance to talk about the game at length as well, just the game mode, the map, all the creativity that went into it. It's just amazing. And one thing that I can't help but like speaking to is that Jason Blundell, the man who has given such new life to the greatest iteration of zombies eras that we've had, that man gives so much props to the sound department for being so kind of influential over the game mode. They were the ones that ended up introducing Easter egg songs, and that the Easter egg song for the next map would be displayed as the end song on the map that you die on. So, like, for instance, and we're gonna verify this, but 115, I believe, is the Doris dead screen song, which I didn't realize because I really hadn't played much World at War Doris, let alone just Doris recently. Used to play Doris a bit more. It was always the Black Ops 1 version of Doris when I originally had it, because I got the Resurrection map pack for BO1. That's kind of how I was exposed to the World at War maps, until later on I went and invested and got everything for it. Now, it's interesting because I grew up, I had one of my actual first Call of Duty may have actually been World at War, but it was Final Fronts, which was a version that was manufactured for PlayStation 2 that is, in my memory, nothing like World at War. Essentially, it's like I don't know if a side studio did it, if it wasn't actually, I'm sure it wasn't a Treyarch production that made it, and it didn't follow, like, the Reznov storyline campaign. It didn't have Dmitry and Reznov, I believe. I think Final Fronts was something completely different and had different acts and different storylines entirely. So, lore discussions. Yes, sir. You're always scared of playing World at War Doris? Dude, one of my earliest memories of COD Zombies is, like, I had, like, a slight nightmare situation in my brain where I'd remembered, like, dying on or seeing someone die on Nacht and seeing just the horde of zombies clustered in the middle and the bright yellow eyes glowing and the screen fading to black, but the yellow eyes kind of being like the last thing that you'd see in that blackness. And it was just terrifying and would sit with me. And I was trying to play Nacht Der Untoten, which I had gotten Black Ops on the Wii. That was my actual true first step into zombies. And I would have my sister come hang out and sit on my bed next to me in my room while I was playing the game. She was like, well, if you're so scared of it, why do you play it? And it's so interesting to me because it's like, genuinely, if this game terrified us so deeply when we first, came to interact with it, what made us keep playing it? What made it so addictive, like, secretly? Because, like, I'm someone who's historically kind of run away from fear. Like, when it comes to, like, I don't watch horror movies, man. Like, I don't do haunted houses and stuff. It is not my vibe in any context, in any situation. Yet this game mode, even when I was, like, 10 years old, it was like, I need to play zombies. Like, I want to play zombies. Like, I am terrified, and don't let me do it sitting here by myself because I'm afraid they're going to come through the screen and take my soul. But also, I need to play zombies. Like, I don't, something about, I mean, maybe it was the box gambling addiction, maybe going for that ray gun. Maybe it was just wanting to survive long. Like, I don't know what it was about those early days. And the only other thing I could say is maybe YouTube. Because, like, I feel like it was never scary when you were watching someone else do it. But when you were playing yourself, you felt like your life was on the line, Same reason me watch anything horror related. It's fun and puts you in a survival mindset. Yeah, the survival mindset for sure, bro. Like, I remember the blood pumping, the adrenaline going through the body, having the shaky hands, and just trying your hardest to survive and but thrive as well. Especially like Nacht Der Untoten, getting your thunder gun, getting your ray gun, getting pack a punch, maybe getting mule kick. Getting some other weapon, and then, you're on round 20 for the first time. You get to 24, and you're in the corner on the stage, and you go to shoot the thunder gun because you're getting pinched, and the thunder gun turned into a hairdryer, and it broke, and it didn't shoot. And it's just all those types of moments, man. That's the beauty of this mode, man. The beauty of this mode, and I think why it's continued on for so many of us, like, I genuinely feel like Call of Duty Zombies like imprinted an entire generation of gamers, and it's just become an integral part of like who we are. Like, you'll never meet a community, like the COD Zombies community is so passionate. All right, well, we got both of the MGs, which I don't mind, but I don't want to carry two massive bricks. Yeah, I'm getting rid of one just because I want to be able to have a faster movement speed. Ooh, Thompson. I'll absolutely take that as a secondary, because it is fairly good at doing the whole headshot thing. And this is the panic spray gun. That actually reloads quite quickly, which is really nice. Speed Cola before Speed Cola existed was just having the MG42 over the M1 Browning. Let's see. It's horrifying, and you have to have characters just spout random lines that make you chuckle to ease tension and make you feel like a badass powerhouse. Yeah, dude, there's so many lines that have, like, nearly brought a tear to my eye, if not actually had done so, with how funny they are. And I never really realized how out of pocket they are until I go back and watch something like a best Edward Richtofen quotes compilation and just realize that Nolan North was just being a freak on the mic the entire time that he was Edward Richtofen, bro. Like, that's really what it boils down to. And I'm here for it, but it's just, that's the truth, man. That's real. That is real. I haven't got a ray gun or a flamethrower once yet. But yeah, dude, like things like Nikolai, like, yes, I cleaned my, or let's see, I cleaned my ex with fourth wife's neck, or something like that. Let's see, Fred Tatasquire and Steve Bloom being unhinged. Give me some more on those guys, right? Give me some more on those guys, because I was talking about Jimmy Zielinski earlier, and I was talking about how, random people from the crew came in and did voice lines in the studio to bring audio to life for COD Zombies, in World at War specifically, and that's where we got the, that's where we got the Sam voice clip, and that's where the, the beginnings of Samantha Maxis and, Ludwig Maxis and Richtofen and Fluffy and Group 935, like all this stuff started in World at War. And like I was just thinking about it while I was sitting here, and it's just like, bro, the leap we went from like Nacht Der Untoten having no voice lines, no characters, no anything, to having, Shino Numa, where we end up having all the little boxes with a little bit of info on each of the characters, Dempsey, Takio, Nikolai, and Richtofen, of course, respectively. And then you got the Peter McCain, and you got the radio there, and you got us moving on into whatchamacallit, into Doris, and then that's the giant, that's the facility where all this stuff is being manufactured and taking place, and you get the group 935 experiments and Richtofen going mad and going rogue. Dude, it's just amazing. And the thing that I love the most about the zombie story is, like, back in Black Ops 2, you know, we were getting 6-hour feature-length videos, like, more than feature-length, like, and they were just packed from start to end with random COD Zombies facts and just all of these radios and all of these theories and the way that it's been stitched together. And, like, I remember watching one particular 6-hour COD Zombies video multiple times over the years and just trying to extract everything I could. And this was like, everything we had was pretty much built off of Ultimus. Like, Primus didn't exist. We got 6 hours of COD Zombies storyline out of Ultimus alone. Like, that is crazy. And then how all of these things have ultimately changed over the years. All these times where, you know, we have a full understanding of the story, how it is, and then these new maps come out that give us sneak peeks back into the same multiverse storyline and kind of rewrite that same history, but in a way that still makes sense. And it's like, it's wild, man. It's just wild. I'm interested to see what they do with the Dark Ether implications in Totenreich, just given, you know, they're taking a little bit different directions, saying, you know, Dark Ether is kind of like the spawn of which the universe is made out of. You know, the energy, or the you know, the loom of creation, I think, is a term that was tossed around, which, you know, makes sense in a way, you know, like that there's a, you know, a tangible thing that, you know, holds the universe together. Now, that said, like, I'm just really a big fan of Totenreich in general, but it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening when it comes to the Warden and, you know, the Shadow Smiths and what they end up ultimately doing with the storyline. And I'm hoping by the last map of BO7 we see Weaver and kind of like the BO6 main crew in those electric, or not in those electric chairs, but in those chairs around that table with what would seem like their version of an Agarthan shard, if you will. And kind of be, maybe they're siphoning their souls together to be able to get, you know, something to contain the Warden or something like that. That said, boys, we got the ray gun. We got the ray gun. It's beautiful. I was hoping we were just going to back get a flamethrower, but, you know, the ray gun is nice as is. And we'll get it under some light here. You know, some beautiful studio lighting, you know. Kind of looks like it came straight out of the Jetsons. It's just fantastic. It's in 220 volt, by the way. Or at least 220 volt mold. Alright. The late Tom Kane bring wise. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I honestly don't know much for Fred and Tom, but Steve Bloom, I mean, there was, since the game was team player from the start, I just don't know the interactions between these studio heads, you know what I mean? Or studio participants, whatever you want to call them. A lot of my information comes from the Blundell-a-thon, from, like, at least more recent, like, things that have been being put out there about the creation of zombies. But, like, the biggest thing to me, and I'm sure you've probably heard me say this a couple of times, and if not, I want to bring it up. Did you know that Jimmy Zielinski didn't actually lead for Buried? You know, because people always talk about Jimmy Zielinski's last map being his best, and talking about Buried. Did you know that he was not actively a part of the creation process on that map? And I don't know what to do. Somebody save me. Deep within my bones. And everything was to the lowest bed. Every single time you got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you, but you left me. Yeah, just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure. But, like, I'll just re-hit it again for the video, man. Like, the fact that, like, you know, I'm just going to lay it out quick because I might use this in the video that I make from this stream, okay? So, my apologies. But it's just crazy to me, you know, Jimmy Zielinski, you know, he may have been kind of like the leader around World at War time and talking about zombies being a mode where it's actively always out to get you. The map is always against you and always trying to kill you. You know, things like having door frames that were too close together to make it so you would get stuck easier, which I believe was a complaint made about Shangri-La maybe. And then having something... Anyways, you know, you think about Black Ops 2, we had Transit come out, and the world was not impressed with Transit. We go into DLC 1, and we get Die Rise, and the world again was not impressed with Die Rise. The biggest thing that I hate is, like, how are you going to make a map like that and then literally put the PhD flopper machine in to troll? Like, I feel like that's a bit hateful of a spirit to have against the zombies players. And I think that kind of aspect is where Jimmy Zielinski kind of lost the plot. And I understand the idea of making a game that wants to hurt you and is difficult in that kind of way, but also, like, you want people to enjoy playing it and to keep playing it, which I think is why it, you know, things that I say to that aspect, I'm sure there are a lot of aspects of that being thought about the current devs who manufacture these COD Zombies, the newer COD Zombies games, thinking about how can we get people to play as long as possible. Which, you know, when you're thinking about absolute maximization of, like, that kind of stat, I feel like that's where it can get a little greedy and a little kind of off base from what reality should be. But neither here nor there. But I digress. Jimmy Zielinski had 2 stinkers come out, you know, for Black Ops 2, following the hype World at War built with making zombies, following through Moon on BO1. And then Jason Blundell, leader of the campaign team, comes in and hits a stunner with Mob of the Dead, brother. Jimmy Zielinski's taken off zombies from that point. Barry's original idea was his, you know, an American Western town underground in Africa, I believe. You know, maybe not the whole underground in Africa part, but, like, the basic idea for Buried was Jimmy Zielinski's, but he was removed from the project, and David Vonderhaar was the director of Buried as a map, and it did not resemble, from Jason Blundell's words, it did not resemble Jimmy's original idea for what Buried was going to be. So those who attribute Buried to Jimmy Zielinski as his kind of great final send-off, that is misplaced. Props. All right, I have finished my rant. That's all I really cared to do. So he's got to know there's a difference between a hard challenging map and a hard sadistic map. Yeah, I mean, we got 5, but 5 was also 5 was manufactured as kind of an extra because they made the whole set piece for the Pentagon, and they really wanted you to be able to play it in the campaign in that mission where you go into the Pentagon and see Kennedy and have that whole cutscene where, you know, Mason's freaking out, grabbing the gun and pointing it at Kennedy's head. You know, when we get that whole bit, they wanted to make it so you could play through that level, but they could never find a way to make it work in story-wise. So they ended up turning it into a zombies map, and I think that is one of the coolest things that we've ever seen. And I have a whole new respect for 5 due to that thought. I also find it really funny that Jason Blundell was playing 5 in preparation for making Classified for BO4 and was so genuinely pissed off by the inclusion of the Pentagon Thief because he kept getting his guns taken off of him that he just straight up said, "Put him in a black hole. I don't want to see him again." Like, that's funny to me. Jason Blundell rage quit 5 to get rid of the Pentagon Thief. It's a COD Zombies game. We're not there to play Left 4 Dead 4, Dead Rising, or any other zombie game. We're playing COD. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we are. Dude, I honestly think the Pentagon Thief is one of the better inclusions of a COD Zombies mid-boss, just purely because he can give bonfire sales. No, and I feel like typically, like if you have hit the box, you know, maybe 3 times by the time you first get the Pentagon Thief in, you have a decent chance of being able to take him out if you have yourself in a good position at the start of the round. You know what I mean? Like, a bonfire sale is such a massive, massive, like, W. And I wish we had such, like, I wish we had things that were higher stakes like that, you know? Like, I hate that the Necro Pincer in Totenreich, like, I don't mind him as an enemy type. I thought he was a little spammy initially. He's really not that bad to deal with. But I wish we had more of a challenge and a better reward, because you don't really get anything from him. Maybe you get a couple of plates. Maybe you get some ammo drop on the ground. But it's like, brother, like, come on, man. Ooh, hello. Ooh, double points. Not that it matters. We're not worried about points right now. We're worried about survival. This is not good. What's developing right here is not good. There we go. The goal is round 30, and I don't need to be playing in a stupid way that doesn't allow me to make it there. Okay. Need to get those guys out. Need to do... These guys make me nervous, you know? I don't need an MG42. I really don't. It's annoying, but not impossible to kill. Absolutely. And if you have something like Claymores, like, you can do things to set yourself up, you know? Like, you can do things that give yourself a little advantage, you know, putting Claymores down to make sure that you do excess damage into him on the way through so that he can't just straight up bully you, you know? Then you got people like Brutus, where, like, Brutus is... I feel like the scariest part about Brutus is making it more expensive to buy all your perks back. You know, like, once you hit a certain round in Mob of the Dead, like, it's just more annoying that Brutus is in for a long time, that he locks everything down for 2,000 points a pop. And it's like, alright, let me just take out a small loan of $1 million to buy all my perks back. Oh, brother, we're getting real risky with these things, and I don't like it. Alright, thankfully that guy dropped right away. Pick this up. Is that another insta-kill? Because if it is, I'm going to try to spread it to next round. It is. It is an insta... Oh, no, it's a max ammo. Never mind. I'm a liar. We're fighting multiple Brutuses. Bro, I killed multiple Brutuses on the bridge with the golden spork for a YouTube short. Multiple Brutuses, I feel like, is only something you have to deal with on the dock as much. And at least when you're talking about, like, Brutuses and heavy numbers. Like, because I've definitely had, like, you know, 2 Brutuses or, like, back-to-back Brutuses before. But, like, way worse when it's, like, 6 Brutuses and you can't see anything on the Golden Gate Bridge because your screen is having an epileptic seizure. Oh, right. Not to mention the massive thumping noise that is just raining in your ears the entire time that happens. I have no idea how that zombie never died to that. Okay. See, it's this staircase that worries me at this round. Because there are just floods of zombies that come through at, like, a later point. Make it more difficult to figure out the timing. Because that creates a little pinch that ends up happening right there. And it's not good. Right, are we going to keep one and just hit for a Das Flam real quick? Either that or I just start the strat and do something like this where instead of a flamethrower I turn around and use the MG42. But I kind of want the flamethrower, man. I'm not going to lie. I certainly don't want the Panzerschreck. I'll just train this guy around for a little bit. See if we can get it. If we can't, I'll just go to the spawn, because this area is starting to get sketch. It's really starting to get sketch. As for not knowing where he's going to come from. That's something I want to talk about too, bro. I feel like this is something that is an underrated topic of conversation. I don't think people realize how big it is that they changed the zombies pathing movement system after BO3 in BO4. And that's something that I've never appreciated. Like, I think it's something that's contributed a lot to the feel of zombies in the Cold War Plus games that I don't enjoy. Like, I don't like super sprinters. I don't like zombies being faster than me at any point. Were always made to a point where they can run behind you like this and you can be at your normal walking speed. I think that's the way it needs to be. I think that's the way it should be. And then they're always following you a certain way to where they're going to where you were or something like that. Whereas these newer zombies try to cut you off or go straight to you. And it just makes their whole pathing mechanics different and changes the way that training can happen. And granted, you have that in the whole armor system. And I especially hate that as the rounds go on, the zombies get physically stronger. And one hit from a zombie on round 30 versus a hit from a zombie on round 55 have a massive difference in the amount of damage that you take in your armor. Like, that is... No, I don't like it. It's not how it works. You know, that's not how the system's meant to be. Is the zombie supposed to be stronger? Yeah. I get that. I can be down for the zombie being stronger and, you know, having more health as a result of that and being harder to kill. But physically hitting you harder, physically making it so there are less hits required for you to down, I don't like that. I don't like that. Or the dumb shit respawn mechanic where you're far away. Oh, yeah. I do know. I know what you mean there. Yeah. Turning things like crawlers into full zombies. I believe that was something that went into effect on BO1 Call of the Dead. Was where they made it so a zombie could respawn in if you were to leave it. So, like, if you had a crawler on the boat and ran away too far to either die off or respawn. But I think it was respawn on you. Oh, wow. All of the money gone. That was a nice little pick to the head. It's unfortunate. I don't know if we'll get the flamethrower this game because I don't know if I want to risk going back. I'm running my throat dry. Nightmare of defeat. Now here's the deal. This is where we got to round 100 on this map. I've spent a lot of time, and a lot of time being 60 hours or so in this spawn room. Not 60 hours completely in the spawn room, if we're going to be honest, more like 40. Because the first 20 I'd never attempted this strat. But training in the good old spawn room of Nacht Der Untoten. I'm getting a nuke. I'll take a nuke, man. I'll absolutely take a nuke. I'm not going to complain about it. Anything that gets us closer. Just need those 24 zombies to spawn in, man. It's referring more to the mechanic where the zombies could respawn through another spawn point whenever you outrun them. Yeah, but then in BO3, it gives you something where you can use broken kind of spawn mechanics where, like, you can look at a few places on, like, Shadows of Evil specifically, I think about, where, like, if you outrun the zombies and you go to a certain spot, you can respawn them all through, like, a single barrier. Like, there's a spot in the Docks District. Or no, I'm trying to think. What is it? We got Footlight, Canals, and Waterfront. So if you go to the Waterfront District where the perk is in the Cthulhu statue, that very back window, if you look into that back window on the left side after running away from a bunch of zombies, you can do that spawn mechanic. If you go to the back of Canals by the Cthulhu statue and run towards the barrier that's out on the left, it'll spawn a bunch of zombies. If you look at this certain spot in the Footlight District, kind of next to the Cthulhu statues, but look to your far right and kind of look at a post that's lined up with the window behind it. You can get a bunch of zombies to spawn, and then like in the bottom, where you actually get the sword by that Cthulhu statue, if you aim into a pile of like broken wood and stuff and rubble off to the right, you can also get off to the right if you're looking at the swords, that is, and get them to spawn in that kind of mechanic. So I like some systems because they've been like broken down and optimized in certain ways, and to some extent give each game like a more unique feel. But I think the base characteristics of the zombies themselves, as far as like movement and health, should be a globally agreed upon thing, and shouldn't be subject to change unless there's a different zombie type. Now, if it's a different type of zombie that is more infrequent, and say it's like a shrieker zombie, like a shrieker zombie that comes in at a much more infrequent rate, that's different. But the actual base zombies, no. You can see the round counter on screen, right? Yes, you can. Okay. The spawning on this map always makes me nervous because they always take forever to start popping through, And I think max spawns in this game are said to be like around 60s-ish. Okay, I was worried about a window zombie here. We're getting a little sketch on our training strat. It's funny because I'm starting to feel some of the nerves in my chest that I had on the round 100 run. Let's see. It's trying to get you off your guard. Which, like, I get it. I absolutely get it. I don't mind being, like, having something to get you off your guard. But at the same time, like, it shouldn't be a game-changing mechanic. I'm excited. I'm excited to spend a bit of time on every single zombies map. I feel like there are things that I'm going to pick up and appreciate that I hadn't prior, Just put some things into perspectives. I wonder if it's going to change anything about like how I feel about any particular maps. If it'll kind of like highlight a map in my eyes that I hadn't really considered or thought about kindly in a way, And again, my intention is to do the Easter eggs on all these maps. That's death. That's so annoying, bro. I knew it the second I saw that window zombie spawn. I was like, brother, it's going to be it. It's going to be it. Round 13 and around 23. We're an hour in, though, so... it's annoying. I'd love to just crank it out, You say it could be worse, it could be die rise, but bro, this liquefier is going to make that cake. Absolute cakewalk on die rise. I'm more worried about transit than I am die rise. I can't tell you the last time I tried to last around 30 on transit. Especially solo. I'll have to build the jet gun for that. Ew, that means I gotta do the transit Easter egg again. Ugh. I've never done the Ascension Easter egg, and I've never done the Shangri-La Easter egg, so I'm really excited about doing those for the first time. Call of Dead's really easy to do on your own as well. I think I've done it once or twice before, because it's not really a huge Easter egg. And Call of Dead's never really been my favorite map. It's probably a map that I have some of the least playtime in. Like Shangri-La, Call of the Dead, Moon. Like the Black Ops 1 DLC maps are the ones that I have little experience in. And then like BO2, BO3. Like even World at War to extent, I feel like more better off in, just given the fact that when I got BO1 DLC, I got the Resurrection map pack and was playing Nacht and Verrucht and Shino Numa and Doris. It's just crazy though, like the mechanics difference between the engines in those games, just as far as like the knife mechanics and the zombies mechanics alone, not having the gravity is completely different. And you'll have to find the limit use for the jet gun, because why? Here's the thing, man. I think I've held the jet gun in my hands like twice, legitimately. Like, that's how little I've played Transit / made the jet gun. And I don't think I've ever personally grabbed all the parts for the jet gun and made it myself. So, you know, there are some things that I need to do just for my own sake. Call of the Dead for George Romero? You are correct, sir. You are correct. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to kill him. Because I think for the culture, it's just necessary. 250k damage per player. And I have had people express interest in playing these games with me. So, you know, like Andoshi said, he would like to be a part of it. And I might be forcing him to get Plutonium to be able to do Black Ops 2. I've never done Buried, and that's one that we got to do. It's going to be interesting. I've never had to do the shooting gallery step. I know it's going to take a couple attempts, but I'm excited for it. All right, cleared a path. All right. I really shouldn't have picked up the insta-kill, honestly. Next year marks a decade since George Romero's passing. That's wild, man. That really is wild. Dun, 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 dun. We're an hour in. I'm hoping to finish Nacht and Verrucht today, if possible. Verrucht just scares me a bit because, again, we'll only have the ray gun as a wonder weapon. We won't even have a wonder waff. We will have traps. Just trying to think of the weapons that I'm going to end up using, because it's like I'm going to have to get double tap. Going to have Jug, going to have double tap, going to have to use the ray gun, going to have to utilize traps. But what am I going to use as the other weapon? Like if there's an STG on the wall, I feel like that's the move. Because I feel like the MP40 just won't be putting out enough damage. Unless there's a Thompson, maybe a Thompson wall by, because it does really good headshot damage. Also, another interesting thing, this mechanic of the zombie's head coming off and it's still coming towards you was a bug, but they actually left it in because they thought it was that much more terrifying. It was a bug, but they let it, you know? You'll have to listen to the eerie screaming. Dude, I rewatched recently just like the promotion that they put out for Verrucht, and it was terrifying, bro. Like, they went true horror on that. You're good for point making. Yes, sir, you are correct on the good for point making. It's just weird because, like, when I played when I played Verrucht on Black Ops, I'd always get the Frost gun because, you know, it was like the other map that you could get it on, and I would train in a weird little small loop on the spawn side that doesn't have quick revive, where it's kind of got that stream of water coming down, and I would just run a tight train in there. But that's not something that I can do in World at War. Like, that kind of tight training would not work with the gravity zombies. You'd get stuck way easier. But thankfully, you know, we'll have perks. We won't be able to get revived at all, but we'll have perks, which will be, something to improve the situation overall, improve our odds at least, you know. All right, I was getting pushed out of there, so get off the railing. How'd I miss that? You have to lose your mind to cross the line. All right, another double points. Okay, we'll stack them. Oh man, I was hoping to get that double off. All right, here's what we're gonna do then. We're gonna do this. Run away. There we go. And there we go. And there we go. And there we go. Getting some good points here. And this is good because we're about to go hit the box. And again, this doesn't matter because I'm not going to use it, but there we go. That back-to-back double points is nice going through here, but you get one extra box hit. Despite how shit the gun was, it was useful for BO1 Direct for sure. Yeah, honestly. Bro, why do you gotta tease me with the flamethrower like that? Like, it doesn't need to be such a, such a spectacle, you know? Fires a Panzerschreck! I feel like this is a horrible pickup for me right now, though. Alright, let me just... 10 points to Gryffindor. Alright, there we go. Give me an MP40 or something. That is absolutely not an MP40. Let's see if I can hit a headshot from here. There we go. I'll take that. I don't understand how I missed that first one. Box Stealth Troller Man. Yes, sir. You are correct. Ooh, I love me a good Thompson. I know they call you the Gibson-matic, brother. M1 carbine? No, thank you. Or Gewehr. I didn't even think about that. I might have been calling the Gewehr. I think the bigger sight post is the Gewehr. Yes, sir, Das Flam. The M2 flamethrower. Now we just need a ray gun. I need a Ronald Reagan. Excuse me, sir. Don't get that close. No flash photography, please. There we go. Alright. Not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. See if we can put the dynamic duo together. The dynamic duo of weapons together for this map. Looking to make a COD Zombies renaissance, man. I want this game to have a Minecraft moment, you know, where everyone's like, yo, COD Zombies was the shit. And still is. Let's play it. And watch Deceiver play it, because that dude is crazy, and he's been playing zombies for way too long. You know, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. Also, let me know about my voice, brother. Am I too loud? Am I good? Because right now the mic is to a point where I can feel my own breath reflecting off of it, just the heat of it, which is something I'm not used to, but we'll take it, you know? Last time I played World at War, I was trolled badly by the box that showcased the M1919 to me for a good 2 seconds, only to offer you a Panzerschreck. Bro, I know you're spamming F already trying to get that Browning, and it's just like, you know what? Actually, we got this this massive dumpster fire. You seen Call of Duty Vanguard? Here's its little brother, you know? Feel free to have fun. Good luck, have fun. There we go. Oh, that's, you know, I do love, don't get me wrong, I love the sawed-off shotgun. It is actually a really good power weapon to have when moving through here. Like, if I had this and that on round 15, like, it wouldn't be the worst. See, it's funny because you know, everyone despises COD Vanguard, but I really enjoyed watching it. For the CDL boys, Ray Gun! That's getting clipped into a video that I admitted to liking Vanguard for a particular thing. But Mr. Ronald Reagan and the Flamethrower, you know, cooking zombies to perfection. But yeah, after this round, we're going to head back to spawn. We're just going to chill there because we have the ingredients to make a round 30 run now. I mean, I had the ingredients before, but I made a stupid judgment call. One that I saw the error of its ways from the onset and followed through to my painful demise. Ronald Reagan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gotta love the Ronald Reagan. Gotta give props to the Ronald Reagan. Let's see. But yeah, COD Vanguard was actually really fun to watch competitively. Optic were playing well that year. And granted, there was a lot of drama that went along that CDL season, given, you know, we had some particular players that had injuries that, you know, weren't necessarily... They weren't talked about until they were an issue. Literally had an issue with his thumb, had a big cyst on Illy's thumb, and he was the AR that was alongside our Brucey, our Batman, Mr. Dashy, who is now insanely the oldest player in the league, and he got his start in BO4 with Optic Gaming, actually. Dashy, TJ Halley, Scump, Karma, and Crim6. It's wild that COD was 5v5 competitive for 2 years, that year in MW 2019. It's also kind of interesting to me, like, I feel like people don't think about it enough. Like, if you look back at that era of COD, we went from Black Ops 4 to MW 2019, and MW 2019 completely broke and shifted the modern Call of Duty framework, if you will. You know, especially for like the movement style and how the game was played mechanically. You know, having you know, what do they call it? Slide canceling. You know, adding slide canceling into the game. Now we've progressed to Omni movement, which I actually like Omni movement. Last time I watched anything Vanguard was Brandon's cursed gun images, gun meme review. Bro, I didn't know you watched Brandon Herrera like that. That is awesome. Bro, I got the t-shirt in 2024. I didn't have the money to spend for the 2026 campaign, but I'm wearing an unsub shirt right now, fueled by caffeine and depression, brother. Because it's a banger shirt. This one, and It's Never a War Crime, the First Time Fat Electrician t-shirt. Love those shirts that I have. And then we just got 2 of the autism shirts. We just got the, what was it, Patriotism with a capital T, Tism. And one that was like the blue and pink neon one that says autism and it says on the spectrum in quotes underneath it. Love those guys. You watch Unsub regularly? Dude, because if you do, Eli Double Tap, that man, and Nick the Fat Electrician, love both those guys. It's so nice that there's nothing to worry about in the back left for a spawn. And we're not in a natural flow state for this map yet with the zombies, so it doesn't make sense to start the training until the spawns are predictable, and they're not going to be for a few rounds yet. Alright. For me, it's occasionally, I usually stick with the solo channels, Angry Cops and Donut especially. Have you seen Angry Cops' new podcast, Overserved? I haven't been... So, like, I watched Donut's shooting breakdowns, like, kind of infrequently back in the day. I don't watch him as much anymore, but I know he's doing pretty well coming back to Twitch. And then I love watching the Say Hi to Eli stuff. I love all the podcast stuff. So, like, I've been watching, like, the kind of consensual podcasts. Every once in a while, I'll watch a Man vs. Morning if it's got Nick on it, essentially. Or there's another guest or topic. I've been more adding a bit more King Trout into my things, just because I really like the conspiracy stuff. Like, I'm a big conspiracy guy, so, like, you know, like I've watched like a lot of, I wouldn't say like a lot, but like a few Wendigoon videos. Like, when I say a lot, like, it's like I integrate them as part of like my watch loop. But realistically, like a lot of times I'll just have like a binge of a particular person or topic, and then like I'm good on it for a while and kind of pick back up on things. Conspiracy theories are fun yet scary to dive into. Yeah, see, the thing is, people talk about conspiracies and conspiracy theorists, and like I'd be classed as like conspiracy theorists that would have been happening during the pandemic, right? Here's the thing, man. They call us conspiracy theorists, but it's like, oh, hey, you know, those 15 things that we said were happening that were absolutely terrible. And people just called us murderers and conspiracy theorists and crazy people should have our rights taken away for not doing what everyone else was, you know, being very much coaxed into doing. You know, that whole thing happens, and it's like, actually, like, all of these things are being proven right. And here's the thing, man. If we're really going to get into this, we'll get into this. If we're going to take a look at the 2020 election, I'm going to be honest. I thought Donald Trump was crashing out a little bit initially during 2020 election when he said, you know, the election was stolen, the election was rigged. But the 4 years of presidency that followed that really opened my eyes to the corruption of the system, and then just the distrust that I had for the media, and seeing all the ties to the media in the U.S. to things like Nazi Germany. We're going to talk about it, man. Like, Germany controlled the media, and that's how the German people were none the wiser to the horrific things that they were doing with these concentration camps, and not realizing that they were being, you know, fed into a system that was, you know, molding this mindset, like, purposefully to be able to get away with these horrific things. And, like, there's a really funny clip that I like to think about in regards to that, where there was a dude in, like, 1960 who was doing some... he was doing stand-up comedy in Germany, and he, like, got the crowd riled up and had them doing, like, a chant that was, like, akin to something you'd do at, like, a soccer game. You know, like, Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. And then he did that a couple of times and had the audience reaction. And he goes, Sieg! And they all go, Hell! And then he just, like, throws his arms up. He's like, and the caption's like how easy it is for, like, the human brain to slip back into a pattern of thinking. Anyway, like, it's so easy to manipulate a society, especially if they're so numbed and dumbed down, like, you know. And it's unfortunate. You take a TikTok generation of people and then you just feed them, you know, you feed them brain rot, and then you tell them that they're these super important issues and that there is this particular enemy, and, you know, they'll go and, you know, shout out on street corners and mob about it, and, you know, hold these signs with their words on it, and just, you know, essentially sound like what I would expect, like, white racists back in the 1960s would have been, like, countering marches and stuff, you know, like, that's what I would, you know, if someone was hating a movement, you know, that's kind of what I'm seeing, you know, and they will just scream obscenities, they will hate you, they will say they want you to die or go to prison, die in front of your family, have horrible things happen to you. Like, these people say these things. These are the same people that said Charlie Kirk getting shot was a good thing, which is absolutely despicable or deplorable thing to say, to think for anyone, regardless of a political leaning or anything. You know, a human life is a human life, and at the end of the day, like, it's just disgusting to have that kind of a thought process, and it's something that is, there's that same kind of thought process that keeps our president now getting shot at. You know, people are like, oh, we got to cool down the rhetoric, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, but if you call someone Hitler for, you know, 4 years consistently and say that he's the, you know, this man is the boogie monster that every problem that you guys are facing derives from, you know, that's going to make psychoactive, you know, that's going to make psychotic behavior a thing. You know, Trump derangement syndrome's a thing. My grandmother has it. And granted, she's got Alzheimer's now, and it's like, you know, it's something that, like, doesn't affect her as much anymore because her phone's kind of been taken away from her. But, like, my grandmother would get so pissed off every single time the news would turn on because they just incite this violence, this anger, this deep-seated hatred within you because of this constant subliminal messaging that they do. And it's like, okay, Well, why are they giving this message? All right, who owns the media? All right, let's look at big pharmaceutical companies or companies like Procter and Gamble, P&G, like, billion-dollar corporations pushing a particular message, lobbying for a particular message. Because I've seen and heard from journalists that have been like, yeah, like, I don't believe in any of what I'm saying at all, but that's what we're getting paid to do, And they have to report on stories a certain way because, the news station gets their funding from a particular group of people. And so they have to push the particular popular narrative, otherwise risking either one being obfuscated and no longer having a job or relativity in the industry that you're in, or just straight up, getting got, getting Jimmy Hoffa, disappearing off the face of the earth. Let's talk about those rocket scientists, UFO people that have gone missing over the years. People keep bringing up everything they do, everything they believe. Hitler wrote all about it, and they don't bother to think about it, right? It's funny, like the socialists that are calling they say far right, and anytime those people are saying something is far right, they're honestly looking at maybe a right-leaning conservative, which is interesting, and people saying things like, I hadn't realized this, but like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was like the mayor of California or something, or mayor of Florida or something for a while. And during the pandemic, on air, in an interview, said, "Fuck your freedom." Excuse me, sir, that is what this country was founded upon. And had it not been founded upon that way, you wouldn't have come here in whatever decade, 70s, 80s, whenever you came to fame, and completely took advantage of the opportunities that this country had. But no, you can say go fuck your freedom because you have your millions now. And it's, it's disgusting. It's truly disgusting. America was founded on, God and the Bible. And the Constitution was set in place to have the basic human rights for every man. We got the Bill of Rights, but also to outline how this country needs to work so something wouldn't become a tyrannous wreck again, like, the monarchies that they had witnessed. Some of the highest literary genius came out of the 1700s from the men who made this country what it was. I don't know, man. You got me on a deep rant today. Deep rant today. Let's see. Journalism used to mean something, man. They used to march into the dark layers as infiltrating the mafias and cult operations. Of course, he was governor. Yeah. I still can't believe Arnold used to be my hero. Dude, I didn't really understand until I saw Brian Shaw mention it, and he took his poster of Arnold down in his gym. It's just a sad reality. It's like these people say whatever they're being paid to say, or whatever the popular person pushing them or helping them is being paid to say. It's sickening to me, man. No, the freedom of speech exists, right? The freedom of speech is the First Amendment because it is the most important. You don't put your least important or the not most important as not the first thing, right? And the freedom of speech exists so that we can, air our opinions and not be put into jail for it, so that we can, have freedom of thought and be able to debate and discuss things openly as a society, and everyone be heard, no one be silenced. Yet the White House was telling Facebook to censor information during the pandemic. That's not freedom of speech. Oh, but it's the internet. But it's also coming from the government that has the one constitution on the entirety of the planet that protects a freedom of speech as an inalienable human right that cannot be revoked. And then you start to hear things like, oh, there's malinformation. Not even misinformation, malinformation. Information that could be deemed hurtful, so they would take it down. And it's like, and then you have the revocation of certain people from certain social media platforms. Exhibit A, Donald Trump from X. And it's like, dude, it's the society we were going towards. Like, granted, like, the ship hasn't fully righted itself, but it's taken many good steps in the right direction. Like, the world that we could be living in now, had things gone differently, is terrifying. Yet the world we live in now is terrifying because we have things like the Epstein list. We have the Epstein list, or sorry, the Epstein files, and still millions unshown. But we have those files, and so many people are mentioned and implicated in these things. And sure, the Clintons had a deposition, but nobody's in handcuffs as far as I'm aware, other than maybe James Comey. And I don't know if that's as a result of the of Epstein things. Also, apparently I heard that like Tulsi Gabbard had been raided for CIA files that she was looking through, which, like, something like that, I hate that. I hate that, because they don't do that unless there's something in there that they can't have the American people knowing about. You know that's why. You know that's what it is and why. And then the fact that we have things like MK Ultra and, you know, Operation Northwoods and so many other things that have been done to the American people by the American government that is not something that is widely known about. And then you try to share it to people and they're like, whoa, what? That never happened. And then you tell them about it and you educate them on it. And it's just like the people nowadays, like, it doesn't seem to take hold. It doesn't seem to take root. It's like, oh yeah, it's perfectly fine for your government to just, you know, drug random men off the street, lure them into a what appears to be a brothel with women, and then load them up with LSD so they can try to be mind controlled. Ah, man. See, nobody gives a damn if information could be hurtful. That's what we need to hear. The scientists who've cured cancer going missing or dying? Exactly. My theory is because it's a shit ton of billionaires on the list, they've got the government by the balls via blackmailing and such. See, my worry isn't that it's by blackmailing and such. Like, I mean, I think a lot of the, like, the existence of the island in and of itself was something that was probably, like, majoritively made for blackmail, to be able to have dirt on these people and get them to do what you want because you have dirt on these people. But also, I feel like there's more to it. You know, I feel like there are parts of the system that maybe can't work without the darker end, you know, that it's so ingrained. But also, like, you got, like, the big companies like BlackRock that always get thrown around, or just, like, people, like, whatever the true deep state is, whatever the true forever government, or, you know, not shadow government, but, like, permanent Washington. Permanent Washington is the term people like to use. Like, just wonder who really is pulling the levers in the background, who really is, you know, behind these things. And I've been hearing more conspiracies surrounding, like the Charlie Kirk thing. What's his name? Alex Jones. Alex Jones said something about Israel potentially having been behind the assassination of Charlie Kirk due to him essentially pushing a non-Israel message, which that would terrify me. And I keep hearing about people saying that, like, Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad operative, which I believe is the intelligence branch for Israel. Man, there's so many things, you know, like, I need, like, all of the red thread and thumbtack pins behind me, because, like, there's just a whole mess of crazy shit that people talk about and that comes to light. We live in this crazy world, man. People say it's a simulation, like, oh, brother, no. This ain't a simulation, but it does have some horror difficulty settings to it. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not liking having to group everything up in the back over here on a regular basis. That is not something I want to do. Thankfully, it's gone well enough the first two times. Nothing coming from right there. I want to thin this horde out, so I'm not trying to have them come at me in a big spread out group. Okay, we're going to try to save that for next round. Yeah, we're going to try to save this for next round. Let's see. As crazy as it sounds, I kind of believe Alex Jones' theory on given the release messages between Kirk and the Jewish stuff. See, the thing is, like, I don't think Alex Jones is correct on absolutely everything, but he is one of the first people that was, like, ostracized by the society because he was looking into things in a way that people weren't willing to do. And he was, like, and he found out about and exposed a lot of things that, like, really early on, you know, like, he was someone who talked about Epstein really early on. And it's like, a lot of the things that he's said have come to light too. Now, don't get me wrong, like, he's also a flawed human who I have come to know that is, like, suffered with alcoholism and things of that nature. And, you know, he certainly is more of an excitable character and things of that nature as well. I really need to stop saying that word. But you take the character flaws along with the person because that's how people are. And objectively looking at it, you know, I think he's got a lot of information correct. You know, probably more correct than he's gotten wrong. And it is kind of terrifying, man. You know, I like watching Tucker Carlson. I feel like he's gotten a little more animated and a little more pushy in a way lately that I'm not as happy about. You know, he's got a little narrative pushy. But I'll watch things like, or not Tucker Carlson, I'm thinking Benny Johnson. So I watch people like Benny Johnson. I've listened to people like Tucker Carlson. I like listening to people like Jordan Peterson as well. Granted, not so much as often anymore. But, like, things that'll kind of, like, randomly come through my feed and I'll watch are, like, things from Diary of a CEO or, you know, Tucker Carlson or the Sean Ryan show, Joe Rogan podcast, which I only really watch the Joe Rogan episodes that have a particular person that interests me. Not that Joe Rogan doesn't interest me, but it's like, no, I'm not trying to learn every random thing about every random person because I know it could be something that's, like, super crazy, like having the actual president of the United States on the podcast, or it could be talking about aliens, which I really don't care about aliens. And I don't like this whole push that the government has been doing about, like, aliens being real lately. Also, but then again, if the Jews stuff were true, would it be surprising? Same people spit on the face of God. Now, when you say, like, we should probably stop referring to things as the Jews. I'd say, like, maybe Greater Israel or, like, governmental Israel. Just because, you know, can very much sound like, Nein, c'est Jews! Like, and I'm not trying to be that way, you know? Because, like, again, it's never anything that I have personally against a particular person. I think the issue is, like, it's the thought of, like, okay, if we're looking at Iran or Iran, and we're thinking about the war in Iran, right? There's, like, we love the people of Iran. Like, the people of Iran have never been a problem. They're under the same tyranny of the IRGC or whatever, you know, religious, like, far extremist government, just as much as, like, they're as much victims as everyone else in the world is, right? If not the first, just given that they've, you know, had tens of thousands of their own people slaughtered in their own streets, right? So, like, it's really sad to see that they're going through all this war-torn bit now with the, bro, I gotta focus on zombie stuff for a minute because I've played 27 rounds and I've just been going complete conspiracy brain the entire time. You know, this might end up becoming the veteran challenge of me being the most unhinged COD Zombies YouTuber. I'm the zombie conspirist. Conspirist? That's not a thing. Conspiracy theorist? What if my channel name just changed to Conspirist? Nobody would understand what it is, but I'm just the Conspirist now. I will henceforth be known forthright as Conspirist. How dare you look at me like that? Looking at me like you're hungry. I'll feed you some flames. How about that? Full stomach. Alright. Yeah, while discussing theories while playing zombies, bro, there's so many. I could go on conspiracy theory rants for years. And it's amazing because Katie listens to them and she'll be like... One time I got one of her friends banned on TikTok.
Do you like
like my
Yo, we got
green
some glowing
balls?
we got glowing green balls in the chat. Let's go. Hello, Larry. Handling something at the moment. Once I'm free, my squad and I will pull up your stream. Add me on Discord. I see. Well, here's the question, Cactman. Did you hear and see the "Do you like my glowing green balls" notification that came from the Twitch follow I just got? Please tell me you heard it, because I set it up yesterday to make it something that could be heard. All right, round 28. We're getting close to the end, but we are not out of the woods yet. I could make one silly, stupid mistake that would end this whole run. And we're not trying to do that. Dude, that's so annoying. It comes through my headset, but it doesn't play through to the stream. It's a browser source. I haven't checked if the audio comes through on Twitch, but ladies and gentlemen, round 29. We got a nuke for round 28. This would be the last round. Now the question is, do we play till 30 and die on 30, or do we play to 31, saying that we've completed 30? I know some games say, you know, survive to X amount of rounds, and it depends on what round you died, and it'll be a number lower than it. Don't remember for World at War, so we're gonna see. Gonna see what it says at the end of the game. We're gonna see what it says at the end of the game. All right. Got our loops going. Run through there, pitch it in. Should be able to come back here and just spray ray gun. Should be able to just spray ray gun. I'm trying to be cautious. I'm just worried. Worried about making a mistake. Because the ray gun on round 30 ain't like it is on round 10. You know what I'm saying? Come on, really a full reload? There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The first round 30 of the Veteran Challenge. And the entirety of the round 30 was completely filled with conspiracy theorist rants that will probably make you all think I'm crazy or make you love me, so we'll see. So did you get PTSD? Brother, I got round 23'd on the last attempt that I loaded up the match, so a little bit. But this is like attempt 4 maybe, so I'll take it. No, I was at an hour in. Last time I remember checking the time, and we're 43 minutes in now, so that could be just mostly this round 30. I'm going to try to get to 31, just depending on what it says for like the round end, just for like screenshots and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it came back pretty naturally, pretty quickly, at least when I got into this area. The round 23 run, I had to move here before I had the flamethrower, which granted I didn't use at any single part of this run. I just straight up used the ray gun the entire time because it still kills at this round. And the flamethrower really is just more for like high rounds, but you know, makes it real nice and easy to hit your round numbers when you got a flamethrower and insta-kill. Alright, well ladies and gentlemen, that's 31. We even gave you an extra round just to prove the veteran stature. Now here's the deal. It's COD Zombies. I'm a veteran. I don't like dying to the zombies. It feels bad whenever that happens. So we're just gonna... Oh, no, that's too far. Okay. We insta-killed ourselves. Alright, you survived 31 rounds. Alright, so we're gonna be doing on 30, so it looks clean for the rest of them. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been Nacht Der Untoten. I hope you did enjoy. Do me a favor, if you want to see Verrucht and the rest of the Call of Duty Zombies maps throughout to BO7, do me a favor, hit that like button. It's like crack for that YouTube algorithm. Helps me out greatly as a small-time content creator. Subscribe if you're new. I'm Deceiver. As always, God bless you, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, that's supposed to be the outro for the actual video. Let's see. I got myself some more tech and controllers. Let's see. I have... Siri, I'm not trying to talk to you. Okay. Doshi brother, you should have seen it. We had our tinfoil hats on. Oh, bro. I have myself Scuff Impact, PS5, PS5 Edge controller, and the Xbox Elite controller. Bit overkill. Is it the core series or is it like the actual Elite one for the Xbox and Doshi? Also, I have the Scuff one that's got the Hall effect sensors in it. So it's the newer one. I can't remember the actual name of it, but I got it as a birthday present from my buddy. From my buddy Wolf King, who you've seen hang out here before. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give context to this challenge once more because this is kind of serving as the intros to the videos as well. Ooh, the Series 2. Nice, nice. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this challenge is called the Call of Duty Veteran Challenge, right? Veteran, a game mode for campaign, a difficulty setting that is said that you will not survive. Here's the deal. Veteran also means someone, barring the military, someone who has been around, done something, been a part of the craft, is a tradesman, a master at what they do. And I would consider myself a COD Zombies veteran. So what the challenge here is, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to play through every single Call of Duty Zombies map, and I'm going to get to at least round 30, and on the maps that have them, do the Easter egg as well. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Deceiver. Let's get right into it. Right, so I'm trying to do a lot more recordy type stuff in the streams to make it easier for the actual videos. Why is there a giant Intel i7 thing showing up on my screen? Oh, I just got an ad loading into World at War Verrucht. Ah, yes, the first spoken power lines. I believe the audio coming out of the player, like the POV of the player, is something that was made for Zombies itself as well, by the way. I'm no Xbox guy, but this is just my PC controller. I mean, I don't hate it, man. Like, I don't really boot up my Xbox anymore, and when I do, I'm usually not even using the controller that's got my Control Freaks. Back when Modern Warfare 2022 was out and like Infinite Warfare grind was happening for me, like that was when I was like at peak controller aim. And then shortly after that, like when I started making when I was making like BO3 Zombies content, like I can tell you the first game really or the first video, Shadows of Evil But It's Curse. If you find that on my channel, it's around that time that I started switching over to trying mouse and key. And the issue is, like, I've gotten way better on mouse and key. I don't know if I'd be able to say, like, my best aiming altogether. But, like, I'm proficient at mouse and key now to a point where, like, going back to a controller, you just can't do it as much. Gotta be resourceful any way possible. Asmin and Golden Tectone do it. Helps save a lot of time. What bit is that? Also, Tectone is goated. His unsubscribe episodes are hilarious. Bum, bum. Pop through, brother. Pop through. Come on now. We're trying to get to round 30, Mr. Zombies. Power will reunite you. Me and who? My imaginary friend? Me and the voices in my head? What is it? Also, I lied. It is the quick revive side. It's through that door that I would do a tight little train on Verrucht in Black Ops 1. And I would use the Freeze Ray or Winter's Howl for, those who are going to be that way about it in the comments. I feel like Freeze Ray would give it a little too much credence as well because it's more, Winter's Wail would be a better description for a weapon that, makes the user wail because they're crying because of how bad it is, but how good they thought it was going to be. Also, I'm pretty sure the Winter's Wail lore, and I'm sorry we're going so much into it on Verrucht and World at War because it doesn't even exist here, but the Winter's Wail, I believe, is supposed to be the American reverse-engineered ray gun. And I would assume, given the context of the story, especially what surrounds 5/Classified now, is that that would have been developed by the Broken Arrow division, but I really don't know. I really don't know if that would be, full truth or not, so can't really say. That said, I'm not trying to stick around here anymore. I'd like to pick up an MP40. Also, MP40, such a goated wall buy. Such a goated wall buy. I forgot about this. Look at that quick revive symbol. They have it different on this poster than they do for the actual thing. And also, I believe that person in the art is probably someone who worked on this video game. A lot of zombies back in this day were made by, like, all these little elements were put in by the people making the mode in their free time, man. Coming in, doing voice lines, dude, just, I love it. I love it. Let's see. And I agree, text unsubscribe episodes always crack me up. Dude, like, unsubscribe is how I've met a lot of, like, funny, pretty chill people. Like, also, JD Delay's episodes are fantastic as well. I knew of JD Delay through, like, short form stuff before I ever saw his unsub episode. That dude is wild. That dude is wild. But, like, seeing him in a long form context gave me a lot more respect. Like, he's not just the screamy dudes with a ginger beard and tats. He's like a really cool guy, you know? Someone who's been there, done that, made the mistakes, and is trying to, I wouldn't even say try to make amends for what he's done in the past, but help others now. Which is, you know, helping others, especially when they're in their deepest and darkest, man. That's respectful. Hello there, Valis. Also, what would you... Oh, wait. Yes, you're Vampy. That's right. That's right. That's right. I had to remember. I'm surprised my brain caught that one. I'm going to be honest. But, dude, World at War Zombies. It's kind of cool going through these games, man. It really does feel like a nostalgia trip. Even though I don't really have that much nostalgia for, like, early World at War in general. But, like, just going back and seeing the birthplace of COD Zombies. I prefer Twitch more now. Hey, man, I don't mind it at all. Having more active viewers on Twitch might be the thing that helps bring more people over there. And I feel like with the streaming, like, growth on Twitch would be important. So, I do not mind you hanging out on Twitch and keeping that chat more active, brother. Now, see, I would pick up that nuke, but I also would like to get more points this round. You know, nukes are like a late round nice thing to have. I gotta remember, the nice thing for me here is that we're still on 24 zombies around. So, as scary as Verrucht is, I do still have just 24 zombies around that I have to deal with. So, I'll take solace in that for now. Yo, Mr. Fishy, how is it going, man? Hello, there again. You have to be from the Midwest if you said hello there. Please tell me you're from the Midwest. Because that would be amazing. It would also explain Ohio. Yep, that's Midwest. We'll take it. I'm from Wisconsin, brother. Alright, so I was going to insta-spin the box. But we have an STG here, and we have an MP40 on us. Ooh, and we can buy a trench gun. I might actually end up doing that at some point. Because I feel like the trench gun is pretty good for keeping you clear. Isn't there an Easter egg for, like, flushing the toilets or something like that? I flushed the toilet. We did it. I heard it. Alright. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep an eye on everything now. We're going to get Jug at the end of this round. Because I do not want to feel naked. But granted, I just played through an entire game of Nacht Der Untoten and got to 30. Like, I don't feel naked right now, but I don't want to get cocky. Because I can play and move around like this, playing zombies normally, like, and then it just takes lapse in judgment on one movement, or one shot, one reload, one stop firing too early, and it's over. I'm not here for it right now, you know? I'm not trying to live that life right now. Alright. And we might grab double tap as the second perk right away. Bro, you were making it sound like you were the last one. There's last. What? Brother, you don't start making that noise until you're the last zombie. What are we talking about here? Also, it's a shame that I don't have two zombies because I could get double tap. Is he going to start running? Is he just making noise? Let's see. Yeah, flushing them 5 times, I think, triggers the Easter egg song. Oh, really? I didn't realize that. Also, that is a lot of barrier to rebuild. We'll take a free double tap. Let's go. Also, I love it takes so long for that to go away. Alright, I'm going to flush it more. Yo, Varrock Super Sprinters. Hold on. Let me pause the music for a minute. Yo, why is my voice coming through my phone? That is not good. I really hope that hasn't been echoing. Yes, it's playing. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We're okay, game options, sound. Master volume is going to go up. Sound effects down. Voice volume down. Cinematics. All right. Dude, I love it. This is Lullaby of a Dead Man, right? Such a goated song, by the way. Alright. Yeah, Varrock Super Sprinters, man. Oh, dude, I'm just feeling... I'm just getting nostalgic zombies feels now. Yes, sir, dude. Wow. Wow. I haven't felt a smile across my face like that for something like that in a while. Wish it was a little louder. I feel like the rest of the game would get a little too out of control. All the things you're dreaming, you will never give up and die. Alright, let's hit this. Ooh.
This'll tear 'em apart.
Okay, let me do this as well because it looks like something is shadowing over something. Okay, this is there. Okay, I can live with this. Okay, there we go. We're better now. Okay. Let's see. Played CS Office and got to around 50 with 104 perks. Lol, no downs. Wow, nice, brother. Miss playing zombies? Bro, you gotta get into it. You gotta get into it, man. But yeah, did CS Office and got around 50 with the Bible ending on the CS Office custom map. Nice, man. I just really have never put the time into customs. Oh, goodness, bro. I forgot about all this stuff that you'd find like this in here. I'd love to sit and take a longer look at all the stuff written on the wall. 921. Like, I wonder if there's any kind of relevance to anything within the drawings on this wall. Or if it's just truly meant to be unhinged ramblings. I mean, we are in an asylum for crying out loud, you know? Dude, it's funny because the voice lines on these guys remind me of Deckard from AW Zombies. Again, I know when you're sleeping, I know the things you're dreaming, I know when you're sleeping, and the things you're dreaming. What an amazing song, brother. Both saying at the same time. Yes, sir. See, I also have a question. Is the boy client required for playing with friends? So, no, the boy client is only something that you can really use solo now for BO3. If you're playing with friends, the T7 patch, I believe, is the best way to keep yourself safe, although I don't believe it's being updated anymore, which is unfortunate that Treyarch continues to update Black Ops 3 even though it's long past its life cycle. There's no real reason for them to be doing it other than, you know, lawyer spite. Is really the only thing I can say there. But, yeah, the boy client is only something that you'd really want or need on BO3 if you're wanting to play solo, which you don't even necessarily need. Didn't even realize you were live for 2 hours. Yes, sir. Mind if you DM me the thing, because I won't know where to find it. Remind me towards the end of the stream. I'd love to do that. I believe it's in a server. I believe there's a Discord server for it. But yeah, I'll help you out as much as I can, brother. Now here's the thing, man. We're getting to round 10, and I'm really not having an idea of where the best place for me to be is, you know? I'm lucky that these zombies kind of trickle in the way that they do. And right now, the issue is I'm kind of like trying to trade back and forth areas. But then I got pushed out this way because I didn't kill that one guy, and now I know there's going to be multiple people out that way. Also, Speed Cola feels like crack in this game. It's amazing. Also, this STG... I almost said this STD, but this STG just doesn't feel powerful enough. Especially considering it's round 9 and I'm feeling that way.
Still hungry?
Like, part of me feels like it'd be a better idea to have this trench gun as a secondary.
I'm low on ammo.
See, this is a Varrock Super Sprinter. That's a Varrock Super Sprinter right there. Case in point, they're nuts. Alright. Also, if anyone is wondering why I'm not purchasing Quick Revive, it doesn't work in World at War. It is only a multiplayer perk. Having it is purely a status of you know, visual customization in this game. Let's see. And the modding community? What about the modding community? Let's see. Does the host only have to have it? I don't know. That is a good question. I don't know if it affects nat types or something like that, but I don't believe it's necessary for both people to have it. So I'm pretty sure I've forgotten to turn it on, and I've played with my buddy who's had it on in the past. Pretty sure it just protects your game. Keeps your information from being used improperly, or expunged improperly at least, to my understanding. Let's see. Quick Revive. Oh, brother. Stop touching me, bro. Like, it just... They touch you and touch you and touch you. Yeah, those Varrock Super Sprinters are nuts, dude. Like, at this point, I might literally just sit up here and, like, grab a Browning. But, like, it's round 10. I feel like they're going to be way more Super Sprinters. I'm just going to get way more unhinged. Nice! Glad to hear your foot's healed, man.
Ready for some point
Let's see.
pain?
Miss playing COD games in general. Stop playing because the skill cap and MP and stuff, and zombies is getting boring to me. I mean, I feel that, man. Quick Revive is like a Ferrari. It's there to show off your financial status. I feel like a better way to say that would be like a Maserati, because, like, a Maserati, like, because that is... like money and like brain. I'm dead. That is so nuts, dude. I got pinned standing in an open spot. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, dude. The blub gun, nice. Bro got blubbed. Yes, I did get blubbed. I got blubbed pretty bad, actually. That was over so fast. It felt like it took forever to get to round 11, though. I'm not gonna lie. That was a little nuts. All right, spawning on the same side. Let's go.
There's gotta be a power switch around here somewhere.
It's getting hot as hell in here. Indoor temperature 70. That is some bullshit, actually. If I do say so myself. Alright. I was just changing the temperature of the air, brother. I got a vent behind me, so when the air kicks in, it's so very nice. It's so very nice. Bro, I turned this on and it didn't turn on. I'm so sad. Give me just a sec, boys. Where is it? Overlay. I should see a little green border show up around my camera now. Yep. And there's chat. Alright, well, there's that. Also, Liquidity Soda? Tell me more about Liquidity Soda, sir. Alright, back on round 1, back on Verrucht. Still trying to figure out what the best strat is going to be for getting to 30 on this map. After this map, I'm confident we get to 30 on, like, the next several maps. Like, I could maybe see Derice being a problem for one, like, getting trolled, but I feel like the real thing is going to be getting through Verrucht. Like, Nacht, we got through fairly easily. I have experience on that one. Verrucht, I've never tried to high round on this map. Shinonuma, insanely easy. Derice, we have Pack-a-Punch in the Catwalk and Monkey Bomb, so, like, I'm not super concerned. You know, I'll see if we can get the PPSH and chill with that. But in this map, man, we got perks and a ray gun, and I'm kind of terrified to use the ray gun. You know what I mean? Forgot I have World at War on PC too. Let's go. As I didn't have zombies unlocked from the get-go. Ah, I see. So how long have you been playing COD, by the way? He has a lot of experience on Nacht. That's very true. Yeah. So I've been playing COD since 2010. I want to say 2010, 2011, probably. Also, I wouldn't say like a lot of experience on Nacht. Like I have a good amount of experience. I put 60 hours in when I was going for that round 100. So like, screw you, maggot face. Oh, gotta love it. Stream died for you, rip. I'm not showing that I'm dropping any frames, so it must be a connection issue on your end, my friend. I have not dropped a singular frame, so I'm not concerned about the stream health. Plus, it's still up for me on YouTube. I've been playing since World at War as well. Nice, nice. I've been playing since Kino, so Black Ops 1 is when I joined, but I went back and looped everything up because, you know, I've fully loved and enjoyed every aspect of this mode. But, yeah, like the actual World at War DLC maps are the ones I have the least amount of time on, other than, like, Shangri-La, which, like, I think, if we're going to be honest, like, this is the least played map to me, like, ever. Like, World at War Verrucht, I have, like, almost no time on. I think this is the first actual case of DLC that I have of it. Ah. It was a World at War scrap perk. That wouldn't surprise me. I got a lot more insight on the perk stuff with Jason Blundell as well, because they, like, every like signature piece that like needs artwork is like something that they have to pay an artist, which like is another cost that adds to like the map design, which is why perks are were so infrequent back in the day, which is why he had the Wonder Fizz machine made, so he could have all the perks without having to like pay for all the different models of the perk machines, which is, it's crazy to see. Whoa, I didn't know there was a stab mannequin in here. That is wild. This thing is just filled with shivs. Like, these zombies, they're so interested in coming at me with their hands. They decided to put all their weapons right here and just come at me hand-to-hand combat. It's crazy how old this COD is, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's from 2008. I was 7 years old when this game would have come out. Which is wild to think about. I'm now 25 years old. What does that make this game? 12 years? No, it's gotta be more than 12 years old, right? Yeah, because 10 years would be... Yeah, wow. Wow, that's wild. 18 years old? How old is this COD? Am I right in saying? Please don't tell me I'm right in saying 18. That'd be insane. It would have to be because I'm 20. Yo, that is nuts. That is nuts, bro. World at War is gonna be 20 years old soon. I can't wait to make that revisiting video. Let's see. Why did you start playing COD? YouTube, man. Watching people play it on YouTube. I had friends talking about COD in school back in the day, but I didn't realize they were talking about COD. Like, I remember hearing about the Wonder Waffle before I ever played, but like, dude. You're old? Brother. World at Blub. I love that you use that fish emoji for everything, by the way. It's amazing. Alright. BO1 gonna be 16 soon. Well, the fact that BO3 is 10 years old is wild to me. Which makes Infinite Warfare, I think, 10 years old this year. Which means time to make a Black Sky 10 years later video. Which means I gotta get Xbox Live again so I can load up Xbox and work on one of the DLC weapons. Which I'll absolutely do. I kind of miss Infinite Warfare multiplayer, to be honest. BO311. Oh, man. And in 2030, BO3 is going to be 15 years old. That's nuts, dude. That is absolutely nuts. Should have enough to buy Jug, I'm thinking. Yep. Alright. Let's go get our Jug. Thought he sounded like he was right there. There we go. I didn't realize we got that laugh straight out the gate. Wow. Let's see. Mr. Lexify Tombstone mean? Rest in pieces. Down for the count. Gotta love the Tombstone meme, brother. Damn, COD is like 23 years old, right? No, I think it might be 23 years old. It might be. I don't know when COD Big Red 1 or just like the OG Call of Duty game came out. I believe it was PC first. But I do not know what year the original COD title came out and what its actual name is. I think Big Red 1 was like one of the first ones, but it might not be the first one, you know? There we go. Let's see. I still want to play Leviathan or something with you with the 106 perk mod. That would be nuts. I would potentially be down. Could see that happening for a video. I do plan on grinding this this project out for the foreseeable future because I'm trying to make a video per map, which should help me make a lot more videos in a shorter amount of time. So that'll be fun. But yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. I just plan on doing this for the next couple. You know, we'll see, because I do got to do some BO7 focused stuff at some point, but revisiting has always seemed to be where my strength is in COD series, to be fair. Excuse me, sir.
You thirsty, partner?
Actually, yes. Yes, I am. I am quite parched. May I have some root beer? It'd be awesome if it was on the house, but, you know. Alright. What can we get from Magic Box? I'm 1 grand. That's a little disappointing, I'm not even gonna lie. Also, the very, very much digital thing here with all these coil-looking things pointing at each other. Like, who did this? Whose project was making the power room, you know? I wonder about that. I feel like I'm gonna get overrun in here. It is round 6, but like, dude. These zombies seem to get nuts quick, you know? Exhibit A. I forgot the PPSH was on this map, dude! Oh, let's go. Okay, we got our gun. We got our gun. I know how we're getting around 30, boys. I know how we're getting around 30. Not by getting stuck on a shower ledge, just by using this gorgeous PPSH 41. Okay. Okay. This and a ray gun, I think we can make it. I think we can make it happen. I think we can make it happen. I'm so stoked right now, bro. I can't even tell you how happy I am to have the MP40. Or sorry, the PPSH. Yeah. We'll nuke him, why not? Kaboom. PPSH supremacy. Yes, sir. Let's see. Rest and Fish List down for the count. It was actually official COD Zombies comic series. Yes. Yes, and I remember those coming out and being primarily about, I think they were about the Victus crew more at the time when they came out, so I wasn't really into them. And I know they gave us some more insight behind Broken Arrow, and then I know we had another series that came out for for the Chaos. So that's something, I kind of want to look into the lore on those a bit, because I know it tells us a lot more about Zombie Richtofen, the version that we end up seeing in the end of Nacht Der Untoten's cutscene with Nikolai around the campfire. Let's see. Fire rate is insane. Holy flashing light. Dude, that gun was like the first wonder weapon you could get out of the box that wasn't meant to be a wonder weapon. They call it the Grim Reaper when you pack punch it on Doris, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing with it. I feel like for the culture, I'm going to have to get the C3000 biatches as well. And I feel like that's something I'll have to do. Because, I mean, it's Doris. Like, you're not going to get the first Mustang and Sally. You know? Which means I'm probably going to have to do the same thing on BO1 Kino, if we're going to be honest. Right, MG42 and a PPSH. I don't know if we need that combo, but... I wouldn't mind having something like this. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having something like that in the back pocket. Excuse me, sir. Alright, we'll chill in here until we get 500 more points. Let's see, do we definitely need more comics for zombies explaining everything that was going down during the Great War, or the Pothkin War? Yeah. See, the thing is, I kind of want us to... I would love if we could circle from the Dark Ether here, what we have going on with the Warden and Totenreich and everything going on with the Shadow Smiths. If we could loop back into Great War talk, I would love it. And also, if we see Samantha Maxis come back in any kind of respect in the Dark Ether, I won't be upset by that either. So, like, if we see, you know, like, because I don't really know much about Ava Jansen. I didn't play MW3s or MWZ, like, at all. And I'm going to have to see if I can get Nathan to go back with me and get a lot of that, done, because I'd like to, now that I know it's mainline canon, which I still don't know how I feel about it, considering, like, we had the Infinite Warfare, or sorry, I keep doing that lately, the Infinity Ward universe of, like, Soap and the lady, Laswell, maybe? I think Kate Laswell was maybe part of the cutscene. I can't remember. Maybe I'm just thinking campaign entirely now, but... you know? Alright. We got the main bulk of the setup put together now. Meaning we just have a ray gun to spin for. And that is why I like having the sawed off, you know? Feel iffy about MWZ being canon to this day? Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Wait, what? Might be coming back disguised as the Warden since he was never killed off? Monty. Okay. Also, did you intend to star out the first 3 letters? Stream died for me again? Brother, I don't have a single drop frame on my end according to OBS, which tells me that's your connection. Now the issue is this thing's got a lot of ammo, but it's also going to chew through it really quickly. I also believe that there is a wall buy for ammo for this thing. Let's see, yeah, it's probably me. Which I do apologize. It is not fun having that happen. Let's see. It's honestly not too far-fetched and not anything appeared turns to that. Mine's fine right now? Okay. Appreciate the call-outs on that sort of stuff, boys. Helps me out a bit. 'Cause the last thing I want to do is get this challenge right and then just have the worst footage ever. You know? Alright, there we go. Round 10. Here we are. Also, love seeing the ray gun emoji in the chat, brother. Also, the warden mentioned worms by name. Or, not by name, but he mentioned, like, freeing little worm pets in the Paradox Junction intro cutscene, which it's believed that he's got Ava Jansen held captive in the cage in that cutscene, given the voice that we hear. So people believe that I don't even know. Well, he said because he mentioned worms, and worms were a big, like those were the bosses of MWZ. Yeah, I really don't know any of the relevance to them, other than that they were the boss fights in MWZ. That's literally all I got. No, 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 no! Please no! Please no! That was worrying me. Also, that kind of sounded like a, that sounded like a Billy Handsome quote. Or Billy Handsome's voice, at least. Insta-kill and the nuke are so strategic to you, especially in this game. Gonna meet some McD's? Oh, dude, I kind of want some really bad right now, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, Dr. Monty might actually be coming back. I don't know if I'd want Dr. Monty to come back. I'd rather find a different way. Like, I want it to be more, like, integral, like, original 935 group centered. Like, I would rather have Maxis come back and, like, have us loop some way back to the Great War. Like, we were so screwed over by never getting a Great War map. Okay, this shotgun has been hurting me more than it's been helping me. More than it's been helping me. PPSH the main. I don't like the area that I'm chilling out in either. I need a ray gun. That's a bar gun, not a ray gun. Let's see. Let's see. Well, since the old crew came back, it might loop back. Prop for the new COD, most likely. Well, see, the old crew is, I feel like, is more Ultimus based. So I feel like, if anything, if someone was coming back, it would be Maxis and not Monty. Because Monty was more, you know, Monty and Shadowman were more of a, those guys were more of a premise thing, I feel like, you know? Alright, we're taking those nukes whenever we can get them. Whenever we can get them. Shouldn't have issues with the rest of the match. See, this is why this game makes me so nervous, bro. Because, like, it feels fine until you're surrounded. And you get surrounded so quickly. I'm out of ammo with this thing. That's not good. I don't know what that is, but it's not a ray gun. You can only take so many zombies out at a time. Dude, I need something. I need something, and this is not gonna do. Close the box, please. Close the box, please. Close the box, please. Please, 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 please. Perfect timing. Couldn't have had more perfect timing on getting the ray gun, boys. Okay. Alright, we have better odds now. We have better odds now. We have the second part of the trio we were looking to run, you know? Right now I can kind of use this as my backstop. Try to kill the zombies pushed up out here. Let's see. No comments for in a while. I'm fixing that. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate it. Let's see. Well, for real, my brother and I always discuss how a great war map would have played out. Dude, I'd be so curious. I feel like it would be the most cinematic quest in Zombies history. Are they getting stuck over here? Like, what's happening? So I believe this is the area that people chill out at, because you can bar up this barrier, hit that trap, and then kind of run it. I'm going to try that out. Yeah, now's the ammo situation. Yeah, I'm going to need a max here soon. Alright, I'm happy where I'm at right now. And the issue is when this turns off, that's what... Oh, dude, that scared me. See, I thought the trap stopped working, but it hasn't. Like, that is terrifying. Like, that is terrifying. Like, the electrified zombies coming through? Yeah, that's terrifying. Alright, here's the deal. This is probably sewer slide. Oh. Man, those hits don't feel good in this game. I need a max ammo bad, dude. That trap reset is pretty quick, though. Drop the chips and give me some ammo, right? Electric zombies always get you. Oh, brother. Ooh. What the fuck just happened? One shot from a ray gun to myself? Oh, come on. Come on. That was just unfair World at War being broken. Come on. One shot with Super Jug? I didn't even get hit by the zombie, dude. I had the PPSH and the... Oh. It hurts. It hurts.
Great. Power's
Lamau. Oh, hurts even more. Hurts even more. Bro, that Bosnia-Herzegovina's me. Okay? That's how bad it hurts. A Bosnia-Herzegovina's me, you know? World at War ray gun strikes again. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. It really did strike. All the ammo situation's taken care of. It's so hot in here right now. It's supposed to be 53 degrees outside. I'm probably going to open my window real quick. It's getting toasty in here. I'm not very appreciative of it. I'm sweating like a whore in church. Alright. It be raining here. It says it's mostly cloudy today. It's not a rainy day. Although it's been kind of rainy. I'm sorry for the little movements of my hand on the mouse right now, if that's bothering anyone. Alright. Oh, and those lasers are showing. How dare you? I never said you could do that. I did not consent to lasers. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, try to touch me. Don't forget about the point conservation by shooting the legs then knife. See, I don't use the ammo on first round. I use it on the second round. I put 8 shots to the body and then knife on round 2. That's what I do. And then on round 3, it's 8 shots to the body. Or, sorry, on round 3, it's 12 shots to the body and a knife. 16 shots to the body on round 4, etc., etc. Sweating like an oily chimichanga in the oven. Brother, why? Why did we have to get so photorealistic with that description? You are holding everyone up right now. Do you understand that you alone, soldier, are the particular... Don't talk back to me. Don't talk back to me. That's what you get. That's what you get. Smell the ground. Smell it. Smell it. Do you smell the disappointment? Do you smell the errors of your ways? You should. You should. Anyways. Power will reunite you. Was the voices in mine head jaw? Anyways. Bro is a fish on a grill. Yeah. That's, that makes sense. That, I concur. I understand what that means. Alright. So this, ever since Kino, has been my strat for zombies with a weapon like this, you know. Excuse me, I don't... Why did my knife not work? I lunged. My knife was lunged directly into his chest. Also, I don't know how I got a headshot there. I must have hit him in the knife or something like that. A gorilla is just a sauna to a fish. How do you say that? But like, the whole not being able to breathe thing, I feel like it's a little more than just a sauna. It's like the direct, like, a grill is probably actual hell for a fish. Especially if it's a live fish, which I feel like would be a horrible idea. You just have a fish flopping around on the grill. That just doesn't sound like a good idea. Sounds like it's going to flop through the grill slates and just end up in the charcoal and get burnt to a crisp. Which, granted, if I was cooking, it'd probably burn to a crisp anyways, but you know. Alright, I'm trying to be a lot more intentional about keeping the mic close today, because I'm tired about my mic getting quiet on streams. I keep upping the gain that is on the filter for my OBS mic, but you know. You know? Oh yeah, that's right, it's round 1 again, because I died on round 2 like a loser. Alright, anyways. Yoink! That's right, die. Excuse me, kind sir, could you quickly waddle your ass over here faster? I can't believe that berry isn't taken down yet. Goodness. No wonder y'all lost the war. Did you run out of your stay-awake pills? Otherwise known as speed? Doesn't that going prone can sometimes save you if you're trapped? I don't know. I have never tested that. I just know you can die if you try to enter Peter McCain's body. That's all I know, man. Alright. It is round 2. Fight. Round 2. Fight. I tried. I'm not a Mortal Kombat guy, so don't expect it out of me. I'm just waffling, as Nathan would say. Which also, it's very sad he's not here. He's been on lates this week, I'm sure. Because he actually played with me last week, meaning he was most likely on earlies. Flawless victory. More like a Pyrrhic victory. Whatever the name of that first mission in Black Ops 2 is. Victory, but at what cost? The cost of great human sacrifice. Ooh, double pointers. We love the double pointers. So you gotta pepper the guy who got shot through the body with a couple more shots just to make sure that he's gonna take the dive when he does end up on the edge of my blade. Because it is very possible that, you know, he's gonna have a little more health than that knife is gonna be able to take out initially. And I'm not down for that, you know? I'm just not down for that, so... Alright, we're back to the scene of the crime. Let's hope we can get ourselves a PPSH again. Dude, I swear it was like seeing another Wonder Weapon in the box when I got that. Like, honestly, that weapon is so powerful. But I just wasn't getting a max. And then that ray gun. Like, I could have easily taken that zombie out. Like, I waited to pull the trap because I wanted the trap to last longer on the zombies that were going to be the mid-round. And I made a mistake, a lapse in judgment that's not going to be made again, which is exactly why I'm afraid of the ray gun. Like, we were on a good, God-honest run, and that ray gun did World at War ray gun things, as Cacman said, and just kind of put it in rear view, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see. They patched it for BO1. I just want to see the new Mark II movie earlier. Wait, what? The new Mark II movie earlier? What do you mean Mark II? I'm gonna need a little more context because I had no idea what you're talking about. There's gotta be a zombie coming up these stairs. Who is waiting on you, sir? He's coming from this side. Sounds like he's over here. Where is this zombie at, dude? I know you're up and alive somewhere, I just don't know where. He's still coming from downstairs. Brother. Also, Lala, severe and continuous lapse of your judgment. Oh boy, I need to know what that was referring to. Oh yeah, the ray gun. Wait, how did he screw YouTube? How did Logan Paul screw YouTube again? Oh, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, my apologies. Like I said, I'm not a Mortal Kombat guy. You can tell by how much I did not realize that was what you were referring to. I'm sorry, dude. It should have been a layup for me. Yeah, I have very, very, very minimum time in fighting games. I don't believe I've ever truly owned one. The only time I technically owned a fighting game was on one of those plug-and-play TV things with the AV cables that had like 50 or 200 or 500 games on it or whatever. And you plug it in and it's just emulating all these different games. They're all like really low-scale games, like all very much like arcade games that like would maybe have looked impressive on the Atari, but yeah. Late 2000s life be like, you know? I'd say probably mid to late 2000s. Probably talking like 2007. Anyone remember those games that you'd get? They're like called plug and play typically. It's just like a little controller or something that you would plug in with AV cables and play on the TV. All right, I did read what you said about the cheesy but good there, sir. But I do not know anything at all about Mortal Kombat, so I'm not even going to attempt to comment on it. I just hope you enjoy the movie. You know. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with a cheesy movie as long as the cheesiness is done properly. And it really depends on the context of the topic. Or the content itself, I guess, is what I would say, you know? Alright. Should be clear here to go through here, go through here. Take this guy out, hit a reload, go up the stairs. Yeah, we're good. We're doing good. We're doing good. Alright. I don't understand how those didn't hit the head initially. Alright. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alright. Not bad. Not bad. We're clearing out the round. And now we have access to double tap. Ooh, and a double points. That's going to get us like 3 kills worth of points. There's 1. There's 2. Where's the 3rd? I told you 3 kills worth of points. That's what we got. I hate playing fighting games due to the controls. Yeah, dude, I completely feel that. I completely feel that. It's just PPSH again. Let's go. I didn't have to spin around a knife 3 times to get that one. That's a. They just gave it to me for free that time, you know. Gotta love it. Let's see. But yeah, tell me. Oh, he did. Oh, dude, yeah, that's old news. He did that a long time ago, bro. He did that a long time ago. That was before he looked like he hit puberty. You know, probably before, you know, testosterone and things of that nature were being taken. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know that there's like a steroid use claim against Logan Paul. I was just saying that for aesthetic reasons. You know, he very much looked like prepubescent Disney Logan Paul at the point he did that. Yeah, no, dude. I remember when that happened. I was in high school yet. Like, that man keeps making wrong moves, but Jake Paul, like, I don't have anything against Jake Paul. Logan's kind of the bad egg, you know? I mean, I've tried, you know, like, I've tried. He screwed YouTube for the worst? Yeah, I mean, he screwed himself, honestly. They're just things that are kind of, you know, you don't really have to think that hard about it and be like, ah, you know, that's a bad idea. I shouldn't do that. It's just like, what? Content? Jake was just boring? Yeah, now he's the entertaining one because he does boxing matches. Granted, like, against people that he shouldn't be boxing, but, you know, either way, like, people who have, like, already gotten their CTE setting in are starting to feel like, you know, a later in life Muhammad Ali, or he does Anthony Joshua. Well, really, Anthony Joshua does his face and literally breaks his jaw. Like, he hasn't played well into anything so far, and that Tyson fight was absolutely rigged. Saying otherwise, you didn't watch it, dude. Like, I just don't believe it. You know, and like not to say like, oh, Mike Tyson looked fantastic in training or anything. Like, you can say that about anything, but like, it just, there's no way. There's no way. Because it looked like you took Tyson out of a nursing home, and that's not where he was, you know? His body might be broken down quite a lot from his career, but, like, not to the extent we saw in that fight, you know? Let's see. Yeah, tournament shreds, yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I just want M1 Garand with launcher to M1 Garand. And then we see a ray gun. Ray gun baiting Browning, which isn't the worst thing. You know, we could have ray gun baiting like a PTRS, and I'd have to carry that around. But for right now, we'll do this because I want to conserve PPSH ammo. And right now, this isn't a bad weapon. You know, really isn't. As long as I can keep an eye on here, it should be good, you know?
Still hungry?
The issue is when you look back and you got a Varrock Super Sprinter in your face. Those things, what I'm coming to find out that I don't like about them is they get so close to you. They get so close to you that you can't, like, shoot them off of you. They get behind you. And then it's finding them while also dealing with whatever zombies are on the map. Whatever other zombies are on the map, rather. Yeah. Come on now. Alright, we'll save that insta-kill. Yeah, you got your McD's. Let's go. Alright, what's the McDonald's order? Let me hear it. Let me hear it, because I got my McDonald's order. I'm a fat man. I have a fat McDonald's order.
Insta-kill.
I feel like that could actually probably do the majority of the round.
Still hungry?
Yeah, I feel like it's doing alright. See, 10 nuggies and a large fry. I have a milk allergy, so I can't have much. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, dude, my McDonald's order is unhinged compared to that. I get a double quarter pounder with bacon and cheese meal without any mustard or pickles. Large fries and either Dr. Pepper or Sprite. And if it's March, because it's my birthday month and I absolutely love them, a Shamrock Shake. So, That's the basis of the meal, and then I also normally always get with that Big Mac sandwich with no pickles, and then if we're feeling froggy or feeling fancy, we'll get an apple pie on the side along with that. If I get breakfast, I'd get 10 hash browns. Oh, brother, I could not imagine the amount of sodium within that. Oh, first box move. I forgot it actually moved in this game. Was not a bad time to hit that. I don't think, you know? Now it's time to go look for that box. I have no idea where it could actually... Oh! Accidentally found it. FG42? Nah. You're dead. Stop talking, brother. Like, brother, did you just say Burger King? Burger King is the worst. Yet I'm really skinny despite what I eat. Brother, you said if you had all day breakfast, you'd get 10 hash browns. 10 hash browns and 10 nuggets, two very different things. Again, just sodium content. Also, I'm pretty sure the sugar content is probably insane in a hash brown. Just given that McDonald's does that. They just put sugar in everything and it's kind of disgusting. It's not kind of disgusting. It is disgusting the way they do it, but you know. Also, if you want to know why it was getting weird on screen, I walked under a stream of water. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. So I would train in here around this pole is what I would do to high round. And I say high round, but it's just kind of how I played the map. I'd bring zombies in through here and run them around this pillar, knowing that I have the window there. I would just do this. Right, there's two of them. But yeah, that movement slowdown. That's why I said or Jack in the Box or Carl's Jr. Listen here. Carl's Jr. is Hardee's around these parts, and Jack in the Box doesn't exist around these parts. Okay, we're killing the zombie before I pick that up. There we go. Ray gun and PPSH. Pack a punch. You heard it here first, boys. Pack punch. Burger blub. Oh, dude. Burger blub. That's what I got. I got burger blub. But yeah, dude, Verrucht is amazing. Oh, World at War Zombies is amazing, really, is what I should be saying. There's so many barriers in this room alone. Like, I feel like the strat in here used to be to sit kind of in this corner until you get overwhelmed, which is really scary because you can get overwhelmed very quickly. Like, my worry is that, like, I wouldn't be able to go through a full mag of PPSH ammo and kill everything. Yeah, no, Jack in the Box is regional. I think they're more like Southwest U.S., like California, Texas area. Oh, I hear more screams. Das is nice. I'll see if that prone trick works if I get trapped, if I can think of it on my feet. Yeah. I'll try it. Trying to just lower your hitbox. My music has stopped. I didn't tell you to stop. Why'd you stop? There we go. We back. Wait, also, yeah, it looks like my kick chat isn't proper. I just kick that out. Pop that out. Bottom right corner. And it's going to make me do all that again. Okay. Guess we'll have Twitch chat there. We'll have OBS there. And I don't want another one. Brother, okay. And we'll have Kick there, OBS there. And now I need to move Twitch chat. Bro, I hate these windows so much. Give me 1 sec, boys. I'm sorry. Just means Mr. Fishy stuff is further away. Ah! I didn't want to make it full screen either. Goodness. Okay. There we go. That's better. Alright, round 13. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Round 13. Give it up for day 15. Give it up for day 15. If you get that reference, you're a legend. Let's see what just eating some grenades that way does, you know? You showed up very quickly, sir. I don't like it. Not a big fan, gonna say. I don't know if I'm hearing zombie screams or asylum screams right now. But yeah, dude, max ammos are gonna be a problem here. There's like a minimum safe distance for the ray gun in this game. I'm like looking at it. You want to hit those feet for the splash damage. Just a good ray gun tip, you know? Good ray gun pro tip. I feel like there's a drop rate reduction on wonder weapons. Let's see, this is BS. I must write a formal complaint to expand Jack in the Box to the south. Brother, I'm in the Midwest. Can never go around with a Mr. Krabs quote. You are correct. Never seen a Jack in the Box. I have not. Well, I've seen Jack in the Box. It was in World War II zombies, but not the. We're talking about the fast food chain. Yeah, no, I've never seen a Jack in the Box. The only reason I'm familiar with them is because Optic was sponsored by Jack in the Box for a while. Real story. Real story. Alright, I guess headshots work with these things too. Good to know. Hit the crazy ones in the face. Alright. Yeah, I just feel like we're going to run out of ammo here soon. Ooh. That's a nice double up. It's a nice double up. But yeah, I swear this ray gun doesn't make drops. It becomes so rare since switching to this thing. Ayo! Maximo! Round day 15. Give it up for day 15 on Crazy, on Asylum, on Verrucht. You all deserve a Jack in the Box. I shan't let this stand. Let's see, are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Oh yeah. Do you feel it? The lid. The lid. The lid. The lid. The lid. Stop! That episode. And SpongeBob and all his awards. Imagine if it were Squidward in that episode instead. That'd be kind of funny. Like, I just want to see Squidward being jealous of SpongeBob. Which I'm sure there are things like that throughout the game, or throughout the series rather, that I just can't think of. Another Maximal. Gotta love a Maximo. Where? Oh, I don't like that you spawn here, actually. I didn't realize this was a thing. Future. Oh, dude, gotta love it. It's so good. It is so good. Future. Yeah, year 3000. That was a wild episode, dude. People have made like crazy theories about that particular episode, like really in-depth wild theories. Gotta love double tap. Even that ray gun shot scares me. I don't want to be close to a window when I'm trying to, trying to do this. Also, what about Ho Chi Minish? Let's see, what'd you say? For God's sake, it's if the city of Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam can get its own McDonald's, should be no reason why Wisconsin should not have their own Jack in the Box. Hey man, it really is dependent on, their franchising model. And missed that episode? Nice, brother. So happy I can start golfing again. Nice. I've never actually been on a golf course golfing. That's not something that has happened once in my entire life. I've certainly held a golf club in my hand. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know you were that fast, bro. That was wild. I don't know how you showed up as fast as you did. And you rolled up with the squad. I'm not about that life. No, I'd actually appreciate if you just chilled out a little bit and got off the crank, but You see the blast radius coming off the window, bro? I was so worried I was about to die. Alright, we're gonna swap to PPSH for now. Oh. Meant to hit reload while I was doing the barrier rebuild. Also, this thing is starting to lose some juice. This thing is starting to lose its juice. Which is unfortunate. It is really, really unfortunate. Really scares me for what comes in these rounds. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try one more round here. Hi to all your blubs on kick. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I don't think we got any blubs on kick at the moment. But yeah, the plan is finish this round, go upstairs to the trap, and start trapping them. Because I'm hoping that movement speed for the zombies is fast enough now that the spawns will be quick enough that the trap should be able to kill most of the round and make for. I mean, it'll be a little sketch for sure, but it'll be like that, Yeah. Dude, this game, like, I'm actually feeling like I'm locking in for it, you know what I mean? Alright. Up to the trap we go. Should train them first before bring them to the trap. That's a long map train. I'm already screwed. I gotta get to the trap. Just gotta get to the trap. The issue is I gotta rely heavily on this trap to work, If this is how we can make Yeah, training really is tricky on this one. I know. It's a really tight map and these zombies have gravity. I know I've mentioned that a billion times at this point, but... Okay, this is beautiful. We're saving this nuke for as long as we can. And this nuke is going to be what we use to take out the majority of round 20, if we can help it. We just need quick spawns, which is notoriously slow in World at War. But if I stand on this side, we should be pretty good. Man. Let's hope we've just taken out most of 20. Most of 20. The issue is I feel like I'm still going to need this with how early the spawns are and whatnot. Still scares me, you know? Because these zombies can't come through without going through the trap. Just scares me how far they go. See, now this is the issue. The trap's still going and it's going to have a full reset now, which is why I didn't want to do the trap, but now it's off. We just got to hope that we get a decent timing here. Here it goes. Oh, brother. Oh, brother, I saw death. I indeed saw death. Okay. We're on a full map train now. And this might end up being the way we go about it. I'd really prefer if you didn't, actually. I don't even think this is the same trap. It's not. I didn't realize that zombies could spawn down there at the end. Alright, there's 21. Alright, so there are ways of going about it. Get back to the proper trap. Over here. Wow, they're coming through fast now. Alright. This is the important thing. Making sure this barrier gets built up. Alright, now the other trap is ready. I think what we'll probably end up doing is we'll probably do like one round on this trap and then one round on the next trap. And it'll kind of really depend on how the trap timings work out. Damn it, dude! I don't... Yay! 22 on Barak, brother! No, one of our wasn't introduced some shooting new, my brother. It's not on this map, so it's just the PPSH and the ray gun. Dude, it hurts. It hurts getting so deep into the run, just being that close and just boop, 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 boop. Ray gun kill.
We need to turn the power on.
And I don't know what to do because the ray gun's the only like quick killing thing there. And the shotgun is proven like not to be the best thing to have there, which tells me like maybe an MG42 just so we can get the bullets out and have a fast reload, but like, dude, it's getting hard. This is the map. This is the map I'm most concerned with, and that I think will take the longest, especially for the next few maps, because again, then we'll have Shangri-La or Shinonuma, and then we'll have Darius. And if anything, Darius might take a little longer, given that the zombie spawns change and the rounds actually get longer as they go on. Not just 24 zombies around, but Yeah, I might have to just start doing a full map train through the traps, and I think that'll probably be what we end up doing. Just like a full map train and hit the traps. We'll start trying to hit that in an earlier round. It's just so annoying. So sad. So sad. But I think we know the strat now. Loop the traps. Have a weapon that can take him out. No, we understand the setup now. We understand the setup, so. Knowledge gained. Knowledge gained. Just annoyed. Alright, well, how are your days going, boys? How's this fine Wednesday treating y'all? Rocked about to make everyone go insane? Yeah, you're right. About to make me go insane.
Go to hell! Stay there!
It's just annoying because I know people will be like, oh, but you got to around 100 on Nacht. Why is Verrucked harder? It's got perks. Like, the zombies are literal crackheads, dude. Like, what do you want me to say? Alright.
Need another clip here!
Alright, I don't build barriers, but if we got double points, we're gonna do it. Alright, well that was almost no points, but you know, we'll take it. I can't open here as well, so we're gonna. Like a touchdown. Be back in a bit. While okay, internet is kind of iffy right now. No worries, brother. No worries. I appreciate you hanging out for as long as you have. Hope to see you again soon. Yeah, dude, it's just been wild. Dude, my gums on my back right side of my mouth hurt. There's like a pocket behind a tooth where like I think like wisdom teeth were trying to or have tried to or whatever like grow in. There's like a strip of gum that's like pushed to the side and like receded down a bit because of it. And I've been eating a lot of honey roasted peanuts lately because we've been last 2 times we've gone shopping, we've picked up a thing of honey roasted peanuts because they're fire. But dude, the remnants like peanuts breaking up into bits, getting compacted in there, getting them out, it hurts, it's sore. Unfortunate, but it'd be that way. All right. And that is indeed the last of the rain, which is real sad. All right. Well, let's see. We're gonna need. Is it 1250 or 1K? 750. Okay. So, 3250 points, and we'll open that door so we can get Jug right away. I gotta remember to turn power on because I forgot that last time. It was kind of funny. It's mostly because Nacht doesn't have power, so I didn't even consider it. I was like, ah yes, the room that I needed. And there we go. Here we go. Insta-kill? Brother, that's going to take so many points away right now. I don't want it. I just want these guys to come through the hallway faster. I think one spawned right behind me as I was going through here. Yep. Yep. They got so many good zombie sounds early, bro. Like so many of the beloved ones. I want to know what it looked like in the studio when they were doing these, you know? Alright, we'll have enough for Jug this round. 3230. The last head I need. Alright, we'll pick up the last zombie on the way back through. You sound mad, but you're not moving mad. There we go. I don't know where that last zombie is then. Wild. It's up here. Yep. There we go. Alright, now we gotta save it for 2K. I can't remember which map the points while going prone against the machine was. I can never decide if it was Reese or if it was Origins, you know? Because it's not a BO1 mechanic, so it tells me it was probably Origins. So it was 25 points each time, and then it got up to 100, and now it's just 100 on like every machine as opposed to just 4. Alright, come on now. Saving up for that 2K to get our double tap. Because upgrading the guns early, it just makes sense, you know? As much as you can, seeing as this MP40 does quite well for the beginning of the game. Ideally, I would like to get that nuke if I could kill everything fast enough, but I don't think the zombies are going to allow that. Not bad, not bad. Alright, I need MP40 ammo, so we're going to head this way. Alright, and I made sure that the mic is back close to the mic, or my mouth is close to the mic again. If I can't feel my breath, I got something wrong going on with the mic situation. I got it in a spot where I'm kind of pinned to the back of my headrest, which is good. We are good. I didn't realize how much just having a fire rate improvement in World at War would make weapons go. Because, like, I didn't really ever use double tap 1 back in the day because people were like, oh, just waste your ammo faster. It's like, not if you shoot accurately. You're just killing things faster. And probably using the same amount of bullets to kill them, just, again, faster. So, like, I never, like, it took me a while to, like, be like, you know, double tap 1 hate is, like, with that logic at least, is incorrect. But, like, what in comparison to double tap 2, it's, like, there's no comparison. Because double tap 2 is just superior in every single way. I don't love the way it's augmented now in, like, Black Ops 7. Like, I feel like augments could be better for it, but... Alright. Panzer Shrek! I will not be firing you, Mr. Panzer Shrek. Alright, 6, that's round 4. Yep. There we go. M1 Garand with the grenade launcher. Look at that beautiful pineapple grenade right there. Absolutely gorgeous. A mark, or a marvel of science. Truly. Or something like that. I don't know. I'm just trying to be fancy with it. Not taking a car, brother. I'm not doing it. That's what I need to look for. Okay, the bolt is on the car. The Gewehr doesn't have a bolt because it's not bolt action. It's semi-auto. That's the key. Purely for my own brain's usefulness, but, you know, something to think about. If you're wondering, oh, is that a Gewehr or is that a Car 98K? It's a Car 98K because it's got the bolt. It's so nice when their heads still pop on round 7 like this, you know? Gotta love an M1 with a grenade launcher. Better than a car, at least, you know? Alright, give me a box hit, I'll give you that. I'd genuinely rather this. Okay, let me end this round so I can use that insta-kill next round. There we go. let's see. Okay. Nope, we're all caught up on chat for the moment. Right, and there we go. I don't like how quick they get to you, man. It's so nerve-wracking. Just keep that area cleared out, you know? There's so many zombie noises, it's making me worried, dude. And there goes the insta-kill, of course. Because of course that goes now, you know? Right when we have the money to hit the box. Right when they can pinch me into the back here.
I need ammo.
I'll take an FG-42. Deployable, by the way. Deployable FG-42.
Sweet.
I'm gonna need 20 more points. Stop touching me. And that's why something like this with such high recoil is not the best move. Even though I love it, and it's a 420 impeller when you run it on Grease.
I need ammo.
I don't know how much ammo is for this thing. More than I have right now, that's for sure. But if we do this, combined with a headshot, we should be able to get enough. Here we go.
Need another clip here.
And you got it, sir. And you got it. Round 9. They get fast quick, huh? They really do get fast quick. Alright, I need to go stand in that area back there. I was hoping I wouldn't have to deal with much at that window because I didn't know how quickly the train was going to be up behind me. Alright, and we, what? Deployable FG-42, okay. Couldn't remember if we had that or the 357. Okay, this is bad, this is bad. These zombies are just actually crazy. They're genuinely insane. When I say genuinely, I mean genuinely. Like, they're it's an insane asylum. Like, what are we talking about here? Okay. You're probably last. You're not, but here we are. You would hit me with that. You would hit me with that. Alright, here's the deal. We're gonna pick this up. Gonna reload, and we're gonna go get ourselves some speed cola. That's so annoying. Because I just bought ammo for this thing. It's only 500 points, but like, brother. Come on. I do not need to be having jump scares like this. What are we doing? Okay, get the reload off. Get the barrier built. Alright. Pop that back through.
Still hungry?
Okay, nothing there yet. This guy is nuts. Okay, I thought he wasn't dead for a sec. Which is a problem. Like, that guy should die so quick. You know? And he just doesn't. Which is a problem. Okay, okay. See, that's gravity at its finest right there. Getting absolutely sucked into the zombies so badly that you can't move. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I really need to get speed cola. So this thing is slowing down quite a bit. It really is slowing down quite a bit. Okay, let's go through here. Let's grab this. And hope we can push back through. Just gotta run. Just gotta run. Okay, I've made it here. This is the next problem. Oh, and I made it a bigger problem for myself, but we made it. Okay. There's a box location. Okay, what the f- Oh. Hours, 21 minutes. I think I got I think we'll probably come back and hit this again later on today. Just given that we're at the 3.5 hour mark. It's 2 o'clock. I should probably take a little break and hit this again later tonight. Help out the family a bit more now. So we have gotten Nacht Der Untoten surpassed. We're just working on Verrucht now. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to the stream. I hope you did enjoy. We're going to go ahead and do this. Hit the full screen for the ending. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to read verse of the day from the Discord server. And that is Romans 15, verses 5 through 6. May the God of steadfastness and encouragement grant you to live in such harmony with one another, in accord with Christ Jesus, that together you may once, with one voice, glorify the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. I'll read that one more time just because I messed it up so many times. May the God of steadfastness and encouragement grant you to live in such harmony with one another, in accord with Christ Jesus, that together you may with one voice glorify the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I wish he grants you the same, boys. I hope you have a fantastic day. I thank you for hanging out, showing up to the stream. I'm Deceiver, and again, if you do want to help me out, greatly appreciate what that like button's like crack for that YouTube algorithm. Helps me greatly as a small content creator. We also got the subscribe button as well. Feel free to smash that on the way out. Trying to hit 10K at some point, you know, eventually. Want to hit that 100K YouTube plaque someday. That is the biggest dream. The biggest dream I could place on myself. But thank you again for watching. I love you. I'm Deceiver. God bless you. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Have a good night.